Monkshood by Ellis Peters, dramatised for radio by Bert Coules, with Sir Michael Hordern as the narrator and Philip Maddock as Brother Cadfael. Episode 1, Troubled Times.
On this particular morning, at the beginning of December, in the year of our Lord 1138, Brother Cadfael, herbalist and garden keeper of the Benedictine Abbey of St. Peter and St. Paul in Shrewsbury, came to chapter in tranquillity. He rolled contentedly to his chosen seat behind one of the pillars in a dim corner, and watched with half-sleepy benevolence as his brothers of the house filed in and took their places.
Good morning, Brother Cadfael.
Good morning.
Hiding, are you?
Brother Mark, your position as my apprentice gives you certain privileges.
Privileges? Toiling in the herb garden from dawn to dusk and helping to mix your foul-smelling potions.
But accusing me of hiding is not among them. And if you truly find your duty so unpleasant, I'll speak to the abbot on your behalf. I'm sure something else could be found for you.
No, you won't, will you?
Probably not.
Hush now. Heribert looks so frail.
All men are worn by these troubled times.
Brother Francis will recall for us the list of saints and martyrs to be commemorated in prayer during the coming days.
Father Abbot, upon the 10th of December, St. Miltiades of Rome, Pope and Martyr. Upon the 11th of December, St.
Today,
Thanasis of Rome.
Brother Cadfael was prepared to be tolerant, even towards the pedestrian reading of Brother Francis. Men were variable, fallible, and to be humoured. And the year, so stormy in its earlier months, convulsed with siege and slaughter and disruptions, bade fair to end in calm and comparative plenty. That spring, the civil war for the throne of England that had raged safely distant for more than 2 years had finally reached Shrewsbury, engulfing both castle and town. But now the opposing armies of King Stephen and the Empress Maud had moved on, receding into the southwestern borders. Shrewsbury had been left alone to recover cautiously from having backed the weaker side and paid a bloody price for it. But for all the hindrances to good husbandry, after a splendid summer the barns were full, the mills were busy, and the weather continued surprisingly mild. No one was wilting with cold, yet no one yet was going hungry. It could not last much longer, but while it did, every day counted as blessing.
Upon the 14th, St. Spiridon, Bishop of Tremethus. And there ends the list.
What is it, lad?
You were asleep.
Nonsense.
I didn't want him to see you.
By your leave, Father Abbot.
Prior Robert.
There is an urgent matter of discipline that must be raised.
From the darkness of his corner, Brother Cadfael regarded Prior Robert Pennant, ivory of face and silver of hair and brows, ever erect and stately, as if he already balanced the abbot's mitre for which he yearned. Beside him, Abbot Heribert, old and gentle and anxious, seemed to diminish even further.
And who has been guilty of this indiscipline?
One of the novices. The boy was heard singing in the cloisters while he was employed copying a prayer of St. Augustine.
Singing?
A secular song, Father Abbot, and one concerning a woman. It purports to be the lament of a Christian pilgrim imprisoned by the Saracens. He comforts himself by hugging to his breast a gift given to him by his lover at parting. Her chemise.
Look at Brother Jerome. He's practically having convulsions. I think he'd forgotten that women exist.
Quiet. I know that song.
What?
It's beautiful.
Cadfael had come late to the monastic life, like a battered ship settling at last for a sheltered harbour. His roving youth had taken him as far afield as Venice and Cyprus and the Holy Land. He had fought for the cross, sailing the seas as a captain and serving as a soldier at the great battles of Derryleum and Antioch. He had been in the same crusade as the writer of that song. He knew the land, the Saracens, the haunting light and darkness of such a prison and such a pain. And he, too, had left behind a loving woman and the fond memories of her embrace.
What defence did the lad make?
Brother Cadfael, it is not often that we hear a contribution from you at chapter. He told me that he learned the song from his grandfather, who fought for the cross at the taking of Jerusalem, and he found the tune so beautiful that it seemed to him to be holy. The more so because the pilgrim who sang was not a monastic or a soldier, but a humble person who
made the long journey out of love.
Well, well, you are familiar with this song, brother?
I am. And I remember nothing in the words to suggest that the loving woman left behind was not the singer's wife. It is surely not the purpose of our order to censure the sacrament of marriage. I think this young man may have done nothing very wrong. Perhaps Brother Placenta should see if the lad has a gifted voice. Those who sing at their work commonly have some need to use a God-given talent.
Oh, an admirable solution.
The misdemeanor remains.
I shall consider a suitable...
Our prior is not a man to take indiscipline lightly.
Thank God for Father Heribert. Will you sing me that song sometime?
Brother,
Quiet.
Before I put an end to chapter for this morning...
Father?
Yes, Brother Matthew?
Pardon, Father, but there are a few documents to be sealed, chiefly the guestship agreement with Gervaise Bonel and his wife, to whom we are giving the first house beyond the mill pond. Master Bonel wishes to move in as soon as may be.
Yes, I've not forgotten. But these documents cannot be sealed today,
but, Father...
for good and sufficient reason. There is something I have to announce to you all. You all know that Pope Innocent has acknowledged King Stephen's claim to the throne of this realm. It is not a secret that His Grace the King, when he was here in the summer, held me in no great favour. In the confusion of the times, I did not see my way clear, and was slow to accept his sovereignty. I am now summoned to London to account for my stewardship of Shrewsbury. Until and unless the king and the papal legate confirm me in office, I am no longer abbot of this brotherhood.
Father Abbot, must you go? The king must restore him.
Monarchs are unpredictable creatures, I fear.
We shall be like sheep without a shepherd.
Brothers! A blow indeed. Father Abbot, be assured that our prayers shall go with you. When must you set forth?
The day after tomorrow. I ride but slowly these days. In my absence, of course, Prior Robert will be in charge of all things here.
Oh, no.
Who else, lad? You'll have to mind your conduct.
Yes, and I won't be the only one.
Father.
That title is no longer mine. Come in, Cadfael.
There is a sneezing room in the air. Brother Edmund has several patients already. Now, this may help keep it at bay.
What is in it?
Oh, rosemary and horehound and saxifrage. The body is a red cherry wine. You'll find it warming.
I fear I shall have need of warmth. All is well in your own kingdom?
By God's grace, the herb crop has been rich and varied. We're well supplied against the ills of winter.
That is pleasing. And you, I think, are content, brother?
It is a better world than it looked in the spring, and an ending that improves on its beginning. There's always good news.
True. It is well that your stores are plentiful. Master Bonel and his family will doubtless make some call upon them.
Oh, they are coming, then. I understood that the move could not be sanctioned.
Not officially, but the arrangements are long since made. Master Bonel has granted to the Abbey his entire wealth, lands and properties, in return for a house in the grounds and free meals and clothing for life. It is a particularly generous gift. Master Bonel is lord of the manor of Malili.
Lord of a manor? Oh, then he's a rich man indeed.
And it seemed unlikely that any new abbot would wish to upset the agreement.
No, of course not.
Something troubles you, Cadfael? This is a perfectly usual arrangement, you know that.
Oh, I'm not troubled, Father. Puzzled, perhaps. What makes a man desire such an inactive life? Everything provided for him without the lifting of a finger. And a man blind or lame, I could understand it, but...
But Master Bonel is neither. Perhaps he mistakes idleness for blessedness.
Perhaps.
Started by the London road in the early morning of a somewhat grey day, the first time there had been the nip of frost in the air. He took with him his clerk and 2 lay grooms, and many of the brothers crowded to the gates to watch him as long as he remained in view. Some fixed their eyes on the road even afterwards, as if hoping by the intensity of their gaze to bring him back again.
How could he look so content?
You must learn to read what is written behind a man's face.
I can see behind Prior Robert's face clearly enough.
Oh, can you indeed?
Well, can't you? He's far too clever to show it openly, but he thinks the king's going to make him the new abbot.
Then you'd best get used to his being in charge, hadn't you?
I think that the king will reappoint Father Heribert. I suppose it could take ages. Do you think that things will change meanwhile?
Well, time cannot stand still, not even here. Look around you and look below the surface. If truth be told, there is room for a little hard practicality within these walls. Now that's more than enough of this sort of talk. Come on with you. We have work to do.
And hedges lay Cadfael's herb garden and workshop. Here he grew the small and precious plants which could not survive in the Abbey's main kitchen gardens. And here he brewed his draughts and blended his oils and pounded his poultices to medicine not only the brothers, but any who came to him for help in their troubles.
Do you know what Prior Robert has done?
No, I don't. Because unlike you, I don't possess the keenest nose for gossip in Shrewsbury. So come and tell me.
He's moved into the abbot's lodging. Truly. And Father Heribert barely out of the gates. All the servants at the lodging are simmering. Brother Henry says it's almost blasphemy.
Does he now?
I call it great presumption. Well, don't you?
Well, if I did, I would not say so, and nor should you so openly. Do you remember nothing, I tell you?
Brother Petrus is looking blacker than thunder and muttering into his cooking pot something fearful. He said that now Prior
Petrus says many things he might do well not to say. But he never means harm, as well you know.
Well, you didn't see him, and I was looking beneath the surface.
Well, then what did he say, our worthy cook?
Well, it's not just Petrus. A lot of the brothers agree with him. He said that now Prior Robert has his foot in the door, it'll take nothing less than a dose of hemlock to get him out again.
Winter closed gently in, and the soil of Cadfael's kingdom settled to its sleep. But the air still bore a lingering aromatic fragrance, compounded of all the ghostly scents of summer. Inside the workshop hut, the spicy sweetness made the senses swim. Cadfael barely noticed it, but at need he could distinguish every ingredient that contributed to it, and trace it to its source.
Don't linger in the cold. Come inside.
Brother Cadfael.
Brother Edmund. The medicines are all ready for you.
I've got 4 more cases of the sneezing room in the infirmary, and they won't be the last. Have you brewed enough of the mixture?
More than enough. 1 dose, 3 times in the day, will ease the discomfort. Depend on it.
Sometimes I wonder if you don't test all these brews out on yourself.
Which of you is Brother Cadfael?
I am. Close the door, lad.
Your pardon. I'll wait outside.
No, that's not what I mean. Come in and welcome, but close the door behind you. The wind makes the brazier smoke.
Whatever your pleasure.
Then I'll be with you very shortly. Now, brother.
One more thing. Old Brother Reese is groaning with creaks and pains in his shoulders and back. You have an oil that gave him ease before.
I have. Wait now. Flasks, would you, lad?
Oh, well, here.
Thank you. I'll stand away now. You too, Edmund. Wait, Edmund. Don't touch it till I've wiped the neck. There. Good. Now step away from the brazier a second, would you?
Well, why did you burn it? I can always find a use for extra rags.
Not ones that have touched this oil. It's powerful stuff. There. Now it's safe. And here you are, Edmund.
Thank you.
And keep it carefully and never let it near your lips, nor any scratch or wound. And wash your hands well after you've used it.
So perilous? What's it made from?
The ground root of monk's hood, chiefly. They call it that from the shape of the flowers. Good for a man's outside, but bad indeed for his inside. A few drops of that can kill. Mind well what I told you.
I shall.
Would you like me to come over myself and do the anointing? Needs to be worked in deep.
Yes, come. Brother Reese will be glad to see you. His mind wanders nowadays, but he'll not have forgotten you. He remembers any who have the Welsh tongue.
Well, he goes back to his childhood, as old men do.
True. Till later then, Cadfael. Good day to you, lad.
Brother.
Well, friend, I'm sorry you've been kept waiting.
I'm used to it. What are servants for but to come and go as others wish?
All men are welcome here. What's your need?
I'm sent by Mistress Bonel. My master and mistress moved in today to a house in the Foregate. They're guests of the Abbey.
Ah, so they are safely in, are they? God give them joy. And you'll be the manservant who will carry their meals back and forth.
Yes, master.
No one's master. Every man's brother, if you will. And what's your name, friend?
My name is Elfric. Is that oil truly so deadly it can kill a man?
Well, so can many things, used wrongly or to excess. Wine, even good wholesome food if you devour it beyond reason. How many are you in the house?
My master and mistress and I, and a maid.
Well, Elfric, what I can supply for your lady, that I will. What is it I can send her this time?
She asked for some sage and some basil, if you have such.
Surely. Is she a good mistress?
She is.
Cadfael looked at the young man and saw mixed and confused thoughts. A wild thing, caged with his grievances and hurts and hatreds. What was to be done for him? And why had that mention of the maid been forced so reluctantly between set teeth?
There, friend. Sage and basil. You're sure there's nothing more?
These are my lady's needs.
Careful, lad. Look, they are tender growths, not an enemy's throat. Loosen your grip.
Your pardon. I thank you, brother.
My good wishes to your master and mistress. Whose throat were you thinking of, I wonder?
Just lean to the left there, Uncle. That's it. Yes, that's right. I work for a carpenter and carver now, here in the town.
Good with your hands, are you? That comes from your mother's father.
So I've often been told, and shown his handiwork many a time.
Beautiful furniture you used to make. Haven't I always said so, Edmund?
That you have, Reese.
Beautiful furniture you used to make.
And so shall I. What would you like? A table? A chair? A chest for all your treasures? Lean forward now. Good. Anyway, now when you're by, you'll be seeing more of me. I'll come and do this for you again, shall I? No, lean forward or I can't reach properly. That's right. That's the way now.
Ah, Cadfael.
Edmund. Oh, I see I'm forestalled. Good day to you, friend.
Brother, I offered my services. You don't mind, I hope?
To see my work done for me, and done well too? No, I don't mind.
Brother Reese, look who's here to see you.
Eh? Cadfael.
Sibaris, Siderichi.
Yonder, look at this. My kinsman remember me yet. Nephew Marek.
Well, how da, brother?
Siderichi.
gown again and keep the warmth in.
I'll see to that. You wash your hands now, Myrig. Here, Rhys, let me help you.
Does the oil burn, Rhys?
It's prickled like nettles. But now, it's just a warm glow. I'm tired now.
Oh, that's right. That's well. That's hard exercise you'll be taking.
And now you should rest. Here now, put your arm round my shoulders. That's the way.
Good day, Uncle. Sleep peacefully.
Take my greetings to your mother, Mary. Ask her to come and visit me when they bring the wool to Shrewsbury market. Oh, I'm fain to see her again.
You sure of it, Uncle? Rest now. He does.
Will he see her soon?
Not in this world. My mother has been dead for 11 years, this Michaelmas past. And he knows it, or he knew it, as well as I.
You choose not to remind him.
If she's alive to him, why should I spoil that? Let him keep that thought, and any other that can pleasure him.
Ah, that's the Vesper bell. Godspeed, Merrig. The elders of your kinship, I think, are fortunate in their sons.
My kinship is my mother's kinship. I go with my own.
Then your father
was not a Welshman.
He's a strange one, isn't he?
Myrig?
Myrig? No, I'm talking about Elfric, the Bonel's man.
Because he chooses not to exchange gossip with novices.
No, but I don't think he's truly as unfriendly as he seems. I believe he has something on his mind.
He has his work to do. And perhaps a master who's hard to please.
He's been out of sorts since they moved in. Master Bonel, I mean. Low and out of appetite.
Yeah, so might I be, if I had nothing to do but sit there and wonder if I'd done well to part with all my lands. Pay attention to what you're doing, lad.
Sorry. Have you seen her?
No, I haven't. And you should be averting your eyes from contemplation of women. Pretty.
Very pretty. Perhaps she's Elfric's trouble.
She could be trouble for you, boy, if Prior Robert catches you gazing on her. If you must admire a fine girl, let it be from the corner of your eye. If it's his mind that ails him, and not his body.
They say...
Well, what do they say?
They say that it's all due to his son.
He has a son?
Is that so surprising?
Well, of course it is. Giving away everything you own to the Abbey is one thing, but disinheriting a son to do it is quite another. You can't do that in law.
Ah, I see what you mean. But it's not his own son. It's his wife's boy by a former marriage. So the lad has no legal claim. Apparently, Master Bonel had named the boy as his heir in his will. But then there was some sort of a fight, and now the Abbey Charter wipes that out.
Or will, when the new abbot seals it. What did the boy do to deserve such harsh treatment? To lose so rich a manor?
I don't know. I just know that the son took himself off to his married sister and her family and decided to learn a trade.
Must be an awkward situation for the boy's mother. Torn two ways.
Yes. Do you know, I haven't heard a word about Mistress Bonel. I wonder what she's like.
More speculation about women, lad. You watch out for Prior Robert.
Brother Petrus?
Prior Robert, you've no come to find fault with my kitchen, I trust?
Cleanliness is perhaps somewhat lacking.
You'll no see a mote of dust anywhere.
But that is not the purpose of my visit. Look at this.
An excellent partridge.
A gift from a certain knight in Shropshire.
Aye, I thought so. Sends one every year. For Father Heribert.
You will prepare it for my midday meal. And he will set aside a small serving to be sent with my goodwill to Master Bonel.
To Master Bonel?
He's been most generous towards this abbey. This is a small gesture of thanks. You may send it on one of my own platters. Prepare the bird well.
Aye, I shall do my best.
As do we all. And so we should. Continue with your work.
And that of all the other brothers was plain boiled beef, served with beans. Since Prior Robert ate privately, in the lodging he already thought of as his own, it was Brother Richard, the sub-prior, who presided in the refectory. And since it was he who led out the procession after grace, it was also Brother Richard, whose nose was nearly broken when the refectory door flew open in his face.
For the love of heaven! What is it? What's wrong?
It's my master. It's Master Bonel.
Now, slow down, lad. Catch your breath and we'll hear your message the sooner.
Master Bonel.
Yep.
He's taken terribly ill. My mistress begs someone to attend him.
What ails him? Is it a stroke? A convulsion?
No, not that. A tingling of the mouth and throat, and lips and neck grown stiff and hard.
And he willed to vomit, but could not.
Yes, Brother Cadfael. You know this sickness.
I'll get what may be needed. You go there straight, Edmund. I'll join you as fast as I can.
Brother Cadfael, pray God you are in time.
Meirig?
This way.
Familiar to me, Mistress Bonel.
Easy. Help will soon arrive. Here he is, mistress.
Thank God! In here, brother. Please help my husband.
If I can.
Brother.
He knew her, though he had not seen her since they were both 17 and sworn to marry. And he had taken the cross and sailed for the Holy Land. Vows on both sides had been forgotten and broken in the impossibly long years of his absence. She had married a more stable character, and small blame to her. More than 40 years between, and he knew her at once. But she, thank God, did not know him.
Brother?
Forgive me. I'll help your husband if I can, and God willing. Move away now.
His pulse is almost gone.
And his muscles are hard as stone. Someone to get a bowl and beat a couple of eggs into some milk.
Yes, sir.
I'll help you.
I'll give him a mixture of mustard and salt. If we can make him vomit, rid him of whatever it is he's eaten. Master Bonel, try to drink this. Help me, Edmund. Hold his head.
Here.
Good. Oh, come on.
Oh, he's taken some.
No, not enough. This is not going to work. Elfric!
Here?
Edmund, hold him up. Elfric, try to get some of that into his mouth. It may soothe the damaged parts of the stomach.
He won't swallow.
Gervaise.
Stand away, Elfric. Let me see him. He's gone.
Mistress Bonel, I am very sorry. So are we all. Look to her, girl.
Come away, mistress.
Cadfael. Pestilence?
I'm quite certain.
But how? Surely they've eaten the same, all of them.
I wonder. Look at this.
That looks like one of Prior Robert's platters.
Exactly. And set at the head of the table. What was on it, Ilfric? Well?
Partridge. Special gift for Master Bonel alone. Part of Prior Robert's own dinner.
Are you certain of that?
Yes.
Edmund, go back at once. Check that the prior is all right. I'll stay here.
Check on Prior Robert? You think the whole dish may have been diseased?
Diseased? Petrus would never have served it. That food was deliberately poisoned. Go!
Monkshood was written by Ellis Peters and dramatised for radio by Bert Coules. The narrator was Sir Michael Hordern. Brother Cadfael was played by Philip Maddock, Brother Mark by Ian Targett, Father Heribert by Timothy Bateson, Prior Robert by Geoffrey Whitehead, Aelfric by Mark Straker, Meirig by Kenneth Price, Brother Rees by Norman Jones, Richildis Bonel by Pat Haywood, Aldith by Jane Whittenshaw, Brother Edmund by Timothy Carlton, and Brother Petrus by Fraser Carr. The producer was Lissa Evans. By Bert Coules, with Sir Michael Hordern as the narrator and Philip Maddock as Brother Cadfael. Episode 2, The Inheritance.
our Lord 1138, in the chill and unwelcoming month of December. In the small house by the mill pond, in the foregate of Shrewsbury Abbey, Brother Cadfael looked down at the body of Gervaise Bonel. Not 2 weeks before, the murdered man had announced that he was presenting all his lands and wealth to the abbey. A rich gift indeed, and one awaiting only the abbot's seal on the charter to make it binding. Cadfael had wondered why Bonel would do such a thing, and had thought perhaps to ask the man. Now he would never know, unless he could learn it from Bonel's widow, the woman Cadfael had not seen for more than 40 years. The woman who might have been his own wife, had his life taken a different course. He had known her at once, but had she recognized him? He put aside such thoughts until their proper time, and shooed his companions into the kitchen, away from the horrid air, tainted with the foul odours of sickness, sweat, and death.
What should we do?
Mistress Bonel, the Abbey has taken you in, and will stand by you now as best it may.
Brother, I heard what you said. Do you really think the prior...
No, he couldn't be.
Easy, all of you. It's folly to torture ourselves with worry. Edmund will be back soon, and then we'll know for sure. Elfric, where are you going?
The other room. It's full of disorder. I must clear it up.
No, touch nothing. Not yet. All of you stay in here. Wait for me.
Cadfael went back into the inner room. In the rush to do what he could for Gervaise Bonel, he had half noticed something, and been forced to put it to one side. But now he was sure that he could recapture it, given a moment undisturbed.
What is that smell?
Against the powerful odours of the death chamber, Cadfael had detected something else, faint yet persistent. He bent down to the dead man's drawn-back lips and caught the hint of it again, and more strongly. And now he knew exactly what had killed Gervaise Bonel. He returned to the kitchen just as Aelfric was opening the outer door.
Prior Robert, thank God you're all right.
Madam, Brother Edmund here has told me everything. I grieve for your loss.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you all.
I have sent for the sheriff. This affair is outside the jurisdiction of our Abbey Court. Brother Cadfael, a word with you outside. Oh, Edmund tells me you're sure that poison has been used here.
Yes.
And what are your reasons for saying so? It could have been a sudden illness.
No, it was poison.
You cannot swear to it.
Yes, I can. And also to where it came from.
Which was?
My storeroom.
In the Abbey herb garden?
Yes.
And what is this poison?
An oil that I make for aching joints. The main ingredient is monkshood. It's called that from the shape of the flowers. It also has other names. Wolfsbane is one.
If you can make medicines from this plant, then so may others. It could have come from anywhere.
No, that I doubt. It is my particular specific that I can smell on the dead man's lips, and on the remains of the dish that contained it. It could have come only from the Abbey, from my store or the infirmary.
Then this substance is used by Edmund?
Yes.
Brother Edmund, come here, please.
Yes, Friar Robert.
I understand that you are familiar with this monkshood poison.
Is that what killed Master Bonel, Cadfael?
You will come back with me to the Abbey. I wish to see exactly where this medicine is kept and how accessible it is to unauthorized people. Brother Cadfael will remain here. Come.
Cadfael watched Robert's departure with tolerant comprehension. This was certainly a disastrous thing to happen when he was new in his eminence, and the prior would do everything he could to smooth it away as a natural death. And there was the matter of the charter, still unconcluded. Cadfael could see as clearly as if Robert had spoken them aloud the prior's alarming visions of the late lord's rich bequests slipping out of his hands.
Brother?
Tearless now, and bright, were fixed upon him. She held him with so significant and starry a glance that she seemed in an instant to have shed years from her age and a great load from her shoulders. Now she was unmistakably the Richildis he had left behind at 17. The hesitant shadow of a smile, she gazed at him. And then he saw the truth.
Name?
And it's no common name, Brother Cadfael.
Mistress Bonel. Richildis.
Please, don't say anything. Just listen. You have to help me. There's something you must know.
Wait.
What's the matter?
Look.
Oh, no, already.
You men wait there! I'm William Warden, and I'm here in the name of the sheriff. Where's the body? Oh, the smell of death. You'll never get used to it. Is this the platter?
Yes, Sergeant.
And you can swear to the poison?
Yes, I can. The traces left are very small, but the odour is unmistakable. The merest drop of that sauce would bring out a hot prickling on the tongue.
And Prior Robert to wait the remainder of the partridges, live and well.
God be praised.
Yes. So, somewhere between the abbot's kitchen and this table, the poison was added to the dish. Nothing in here has been disturbed?
Nothing.
On your orders?
Yes.
Very good. Right. Now I'll talk to the others. Mistress Bonel, you understand that this is necessary?
Of course.
Good. Which of you brings the meals from the abbey to the house?
I, sir. Aelfric.
Aelfric. Today, too?
Every day.
Did you halt anywhere by the way? Speak to anyone?
I did not. If the food arrives cold, I answer for it.
What did you do with the dishes when you came in?
He delivered them to me. Then the two of us served the main dish. My name is Aldith.
Partridge, meanwhile.
I set it on the hob to keep warm.
Did you notice anything wrong with it? Its colour? Smell?
No.
You?
No.
Well, they would not. The sauce was rich enough to cover any traces.
Ah. And who are you?
My name is Myrig.
Are you a servant of the household?
No, Sergeant. I come from Master Bonel's manor, but I work now for Martin Belcut in the town, the master carpenter.
But you were here?
A visit. Aldith and Aelfric invited me to share their meal.
Myrig often calls here. He keeps me company.
Does he now? And the three of you ate together here in the kitchen. Mistress Bonel, in the main room there are also 3 places laid.
Yes.
Your husband, God give him rest. Who was the third? Madam?
But he left well before Gervaise was taken ill.
And before finishing his meal.
If you don't mind, brother. Well, madam? There are 2 empty plates and 1 practically untouched.
Yes.
So he left hurriedly. This son so recently disinherited by his father.
You know about that? No.
Edwin is apprenticed to Martin Belcut, my master.
He's just a child.
Of what age?
15.
Was this the first time he had been here since the abbey was given his inheritance?
It was. And it was an uneasy meeting, but it was for my sake that Edwin came, to make some peace with his stepfather.
And did he?
No. There was a quarrel. Edwin ran from the house.
He ran through here, through this room, where the partridge still stood on the hob?
Yes.
While you 3 were eating, so you all saw him go? Well, answer me.
When the master and his son began to shout...
Yes?
Well, it sounded as though blows were being struck.
We thought to comfort Mistress Bonel.
And you ran into the next room?
Yes.
All 3 of you, together?
Yes.
And what exactly did you see?
We saw Master Bonel in high anger.
Was he sitting or standing?
Sitting. And Edwin was standing, facing him across the table.
And then Edwin turned and pushed past us all and left the room.
So, when this Edwin came through the kitchen, he was alone? Alone with the dish that killed the man he hated?
With that, the sergeant left, striding with his armed escort in the direction of Martin Belcott's shop. Cadfael stayed in the bereaved house until help arrived from the abbey. Then, aided by Myrig and Aelfric, he removed the body of Gervaise Bonel and prepared to bear it away to the mortuary chapel. With the work to be done, and the others ever present, Cadfael had no chance to exchange a single private word with the grieving widow. His mind was far from easy as he made his way back to the herb garden and solitude.
There you are, at last! Whatever's going on? Why was Prior Robert sniffing about the store hut earlier on?
Mind your words, Mark. If the prior chooses to look around here, then you can be sure he has a very good reason. Not your place to question it.
What's wrong?
I want to think. Don't you have other things to do?
Not if I'm needed here. Please, let me help. What is it that so upset you?
This, amongst other things. The work of my hands, meant to heal and ease suffering, has been used to destroy a man. And that is something I cannot let pass. Now, leave me alone.
Master Belcott! I'm here on the sheriff's business.
I've done work for him before now. What is it this time, a repair or something new?
You have an apprentice here by the name of Edwin?
I have. He's brother to my wife.
I know it. Right, men. Search the house!
Why did she have to appear now? That look in her eyes. How can I live up to that trust? Others are involved in this business too. Dear God. Elfric.
By your leave, brother.
What is it, lad?
We've just been to the chapel to see the body.
How is your mistress?
She sent me to you with a message.
What's her will?
She asked that you come and see her and speak with her privately. She said, for the sake of old friendship, will you stand her friend now?
Within a quarter of an hour.
I'll say so.
And Elfric?
Yes?
Tell her also this, that I stand in her debt and will repay what I owe her.
I will.
The protection of the Abbey now.
Cadfael.
And I cannot be away too long. You know that.
I know. But to think it should really be you. I never got word of you, never. I thought you'd be married and a grandsire long since. And then this morning I looked at you and I was searching my mind why I thought I knew you. And then to hear your name spoken when I was in such despair. Cowell becomes you. But I never thought to see you so.
Well, you came as unexpectedly to me. I never knew you had been widowed from Eward Gurney, much less that you had wed again.
3 years ago. I was lonely. And Gervaise, he was so attentive, a lord. And he promised, you see, he promised...
He promised to make your son his heir.
My Edwin.
Is he your only child?
I have a daughter, Sybil. Full grown now, with children of her own. She was born soon after we were married, but no more babies came, no sons.
Until Edwin?
In my 44th year. It was like a miracle. And Eward was as proud as I was, our son. And now to see him set up in life, a rich man, respected.
I understand.
So the bargain was struck. But it wasn't a success.
A man getting on in years who has never had children of his own, and a lusty lad growing up, they were bound to cross swords.
After Eward died, Edwin and I lived with my daughter and her family. She married Martin Belcott.
The carpenter.
He's a good man. And they have fine children. Edwy, their oldest, is Edwin's age. And the two of them are as like as two peas. They grew close and stayed close after I remarried.
And Master Bonel disapproved of the friendship?
He said the company of carpenters wasn't fit for a boy with a rich manor to inherit. He ordered Edwin to stay away from them. From his kin.
And Edwin refused.
Gervaise beat him. He ran to Martin's and he stayed there for days. So Gervaise fetched him home and locked him in the house. He got out and he went straight back, and that was the final straw. Gervaise called him a low-bred brat and told him that trade was all he was fit for.
And Edwin went to Belcote permanently.
Martin took him as an apprentice, and the same day Gervaise vowed he'd hand over his lands and his money to the abbey. I hadn't seen Edwin again until today. Oh, I wish he hadn't come here.
The fight at dinner. You did tell the sheriff's man everything that happened.
I swear it. Now they're hunting my son as a murderer. Cadfael, if they take him...
There now. Come on.
I'm so sorry.
For what? For your love for your son? Come now.
Cadfael, you must help him. Who else will if not you? Oh, help my boy, help me.
The last time. Where's the boy?
For the last time, Sergeant, I don't know. Now, will you tell me why you're seeking him?
On suspicion of murder.
Murder? Whose murder?
Master Bonel's murder.
Myrick? Is Edwin with you?
No. Come here, Myrick. You and the boy went together to the Bonel house today.
That's right. He came with me first to the abbey.
The abbey? Why there?
I have an aged kinsman there. I pay my respects when I may. It lies on the path.
And where exactly did you and the boy go to see this aged kinsman?
To the infirmary.
Thank you very much.
For what?
For giving me the final proof against Edwin Gurney. The poison that killed Master Bonel is kept in only two places. Brother Cadfael's workshop and the infirmary.
You've had her long?
Oh, I took her years ago when she was left orphan. She's like my own.
And Myrick? He told the sergeant that he came from your husband's manor.
His mother was a Welsh maidservant at Malili, Angharad.
And his father?
Well, he must not think the less of Gervaise for it. I did not.
Oh, that's the way of it, is it? That's not uncommon, God knows. The lord of the manor and a pretty maidservant.
My lord was generous to Myrick. He gave him employment on the manor and made him a decent living allowance when he was apprenticed to Master Belcote. I suppose that'll stop now.
There was no bad blood between them.
Oh, no.
No awkwardness because Myrick had no claim on his father's wealth.
Oh, none in the world.
So he had nothing to gain by her husband's death. He stood to lose, in fact. Tell me about Elfric.
Elfric's father was born as free as you or I, but took villein service to gain some land on the estate. Elfric became a paid manservant in Gervaise's household, and when the manor was surrendered, he wanted to go elsewhere and find other employment.
But Master Bonel held him to be a serf, like his father.
And the court agreed. Elfric was deemed to be my husband's private property.
And he was forced to come here with a family.
Gervaise was doing no more than he believed was his right, but Elfric made no secret of his hatred for him. Oh, Cadfael, I've had such grief with this household of mine. And now this.
Boy who killed his father.
Is that what they're saying? Exactly that?
No, I spoke in haste. The news of Master Bonel's death is on everyone's lips, yes, and the hunt for the boy. But most people are thinking that he's likely innocent.
Why?
Why, he's very young, for one thing, and well known in the town. Bit high-spirited sometimes, maybe, but nothing more than that. There aren't many in Shrewsbury over-eager to see the boy caught.
I must find him.
You must?
Yes. Don't be surprised if I go back to the town after Vespers.
Are you going to tell me why you must find him?
No, I'm not.
Step in, brother. This is an unexpected visit.
You'll forgive me if I'm brisk, Master Belcote, but time is short. I've come from Mistress Bonel.
Do you come alone?
You must be Mr. Sybil? Yes, I'm alone. And you may trust me, as does your mother.
It's difficult to trust anyone at present.
Sybil, did you ever hear your mother speak of a man she used to know? A man called Cadfael?
Often. She used to say... You are Cadfael? Oh, she talked of you many times. It must be a great comfort to her to find you near at this terrible pass. Yes, you she would trust.
Now, the lad. I don't ask you where he is. Tell me nothing. But I must ask you this. Is it possible that he could have done this murder?
No, it's not.
Very good. Now, I say this. I'm involved in this matter, and I'm a friend to any who fall suspect unjustly. Should you, or anyone, have reason to speak to me, or tell me anything, or ask my help, I may be found in the workshop in the herb garden in the grounds of the Abbey. I shall be there tonight, until I go to matins at midnight. Now, sleep easy, for God is awake. I must go. Remember my words.
As Cadfael turned to go, he glimpsed a young girl, 10 or 11 perhaps, emerging from an inner room. 2 other, younger children appeared around her. They stood with spread feet, sturdily staring him out of the house, but without fear or hostility. The parents said never a word, but he knew, as he hastened away, that his message had been heard and understood and welcomed here in this beleaguered household.
This late just to finish off this brew, whatever it is.
Do you indeed? What do you mean, whatever it is? Have I taught you nothing?
Mullein, sweet Sicily, rue, rosemary, and mustard, cough syrup.
Well, that's better. And now go. You're young and need your sleep.
I forbear from making the obvious rejoinder.
I think you'd better. Very well, then. You have signs of a cold, and you should go to your bed.
I have nothing of the sort.
Mark, listen. What you know nothing about can't be charged against you.
Well, then, is there anything I can do for you in blessed ignorance?
Oh. Yes. You can get hold of a habit, much your own size, and slip it into my cell.
Ah. I'll put it under your bed, out of sight.
And then you can get to your own bed.
And out of the way, right. Habit of my size. Will you be needing scissors and a razor? I don't think he'll want to cut his hair, do you?
You are growing remarkably saucy. No, we'll rely on the cowl. Now go away, boy.
And the cough syrup was very clever. It has to boil all night, so the hut will be very warm and snug. Wouldn't mind sleeping here myself.
You, boy, will be in your own bed, as will I.
Did I say otherwise?
No.
I'm going. Good luck.
Good night. Saucy.
Cadfael sat over the sweet-smelling mixture and watched it gently simmer in the dim glow of the rushlight. There was no certainty that the bait he had laid would be taken, but he had a shrewd inkling that his message of hope and friendship would find its way to the ears of the Belcot's son Edwin. And where Edwin was, there would Edwin be, if Richildis had reported their friendship truly. Outside the heady closeness of the hut, the night was very still, and there would be sharp frost by dawn. He waited.
You're alone?
I am. Come in, close the door.
I got word.
Come to the fire. It's a cold night.
They told me you spoke to my sister and her husband and said you would be here if I needed a friend. You said you knew my mother years ago.
And so I did.
You're the one who went off to the crusade.
I am. Now, answer me one thing, truly and solemnly, and then we can talk. On your soul, mind, did you strike down Gervaise Bonel?
I never raised hand against him, I swear it.
Very well. You found your way here with no problems? Oh, of course, yes. You've been to the Abbey grounds before, haven't you? Your mother told me you were here earlier today, in fact, with Myrig, visiting his old kinsman Rhys in the infirmary.
Today? Yes, that's right.
And not for the first time. I mean, once before. You helped him deliver the new lectern for our Lady Chapel.
The lectern? Yes, we brought it down together. But what has that got to do with...
Just a moment, Edwin.
What? What's the matter?
With you, boy.
All right.
And for the love of heaven, keep your voice down. Now. Expecting you, Master Edwin Gurney. Come to the fire. Get yourself warm. Make way for him, young Edwin Belcott.
How did you know?
He knew because you made a hash of it.
I did not.
Of course you did.
Enough. It was a good plan, though I'm not flattered that you thought I might lay a trap for you.
If you'd had the sheriff's men here or tried to take him prisoner, I could have got away.
Well, I've no intention of doing anything of the sort. And you did well, Edwin.
I heard him start to say grandmother instead of mother, and stumbling.
You never told me more than half the tale. Why didn't you say he'd been to the infirmary this morning?
How was I to know he'd ask that?
But will you two be quiet for a minute? Let me get the measure of you. Yes, I was told you'd alike. I'd have taken you for twins.
Lots of people do. But it's better than that. Edwin's my mother's brother, so he's my uncle, and I'm his nephew, even though he's younger than me.
Only just.
Enough of that. Right. Master Edwin, now you're here, now I know which one you are, I'll ask you. On your soul and honour, did you strike the blow that killed Master Bonel?
I did not. I carry no weapon. And even if I did, why should I try to harm him? Oh, I know what they must be saying of me, that I grudged it that he broke his word about my Lily, but I wasn't born to a manor. I'm a craftsman and will be a good one, and able to make my way. Whoever struck him down, it wasn't me. On my soul. My mother was. He said he was visiting her today and persuaded me to go with him.
You came together as far as the infirmary?
Yes. I left Myrig with the old man and went on to the house alone. My mother was pleased to see me, but he crowed over me like a cock that's won its bout. I bore it for her sake, but he went on and on. He said he knew I'd come back with my tail between my legs to beg him for my inheritance back, and that I'd have to crawl on all fours in front of him like a whipped hound. And I lost my temper.
And rushed out.
He went to Father's wood store down by the river, where he always goes when he's out of sorts with the world. I found him there and told him about the sheriff's men. I was at the shop when they came looking for him.
And that was the first time I knew that my stepfather was dead. I swear it.
How did you know to come to me?
Alice, that's Edwin's sister, came and told us about you and what you said. So we came here. That's the whole truth. You must believe me.
Well, this syrup.
Smells good.
Yeah.
Not all my medicines are so appetizing. Though myself, I wouldn't call even this one unpleasant. Powerful, certainly, but a fine, clean smell. What do you say, Edwin? Here.
Myrig was using it to rub the old man's shoulder. Is it the same oil?
It is. Right, Edwin. You are as honest as the day.
You believe me?
And whatever I can do to help you, that I will.
What can you do?
Well, there's only one way I can convince the sheriff's men that you did not kill Gervaise Bonel. I must find the man who did.
Dramatized for radio by Bert Coules. The narrator was Sir Michael Hordern. Brother Cadfael was played by Philip Maddock, Sergeant William Warden by Ian Hogg, Brother Mark by Ian Targett, Gervaise Bonel by Pat Haywood, Sybil Belcott by Petra Markham, Aelfric by Mark Straker, Myrig by Kenneth Price, Prior Robert by Geoffrey Whitehead, Aldith by Jane Whittenshaw, Brother Edmund and Martin Belcott by Timothy Carlton, Edwin Belcott by Stephen Garlick, and Edwin Gurney by Richard Pearce. The producer was Lissa Evans. by Ellis Peters, dramatised for radio by Bert Coules, with Sir Michael Hordern as the narrator and Philip Maddock as Brother Cadfael. Episode 3, Hunted.
It is 38, and the tranquillity of the Benedictine Abbey of St. Peter and St. Paul in Shrewsbury has been disturbed by murder. The body of Gervaise Bonel, lord of the manor of Malilly, lies in the mourning chapel, and his stepson Edwin, who was promised an inheritance of great wealth, only to see it given instead to the church, is hunted for the crime. Brother Cadfael, long-time friend to Edwin's mother, is hiding the boy in his small workshop in the grounds of the abbey.
The Cadfael, I think you've been testing me. Yes, and me too, when I was pretending to be Edwin. But how?
Yeah, I deceived you both, and you must forgive me for it. Gervaise Bonel wasn't struck down. He was poisoned.
Poisoned?
It was in the partridge that he alone ate. Monkshood oil. The same oil I showed to you just now. If you had been the murderer, your reaction would have betrayed you at once.
Poison. I had no great love for him, but even so, what a horrible way to die. Yes.
Death should visit no man before its due time, no matter what form it takes. Now, we must decide what to do with you two.
Well, Edwin can't go home.
Now that he can't, but you can, Master Edwin.
But he needs me.
You're a staunch friend and true, but now your place is with your family. One thing, you can bring them news of Edwin. But, lad, keep a shut mouth, except with those you're sure of.
What about me?
Yes, what about you? You're a very different matter, my friend.
Suppose someone sees us.
What is there to see? You make quite a presentable novice, and I'm often about even as early as this. They're used to my ways. Now then, here's the west door. Wait a moment. Does, but don't try leaving that way, even if you have to run, which God forbid.
Why not?
Because the sheriff will have men on the road, probably out to St. Giles. You must be sensible and lie still.
Where?
You'll see. This is one of the abbey hay barns. It's not much visited, and you should be safe here up in the loft. I must leave you now, if I'm to be there for prime.
You will come back?
I'll be with you before night. Now, take this.
What's in here?
Well, there's a loaf, beans, curd, and a few apples, and a flask of small ale.
Oh, I can't remember when I last had something to eat. Thank you.
You've not slept much either, I fancy.
No.
Well, if I were you, I'd burrow down into the hay and sleep the day out.
Brother Cadfael?
Yes, my friend.
Tell my mother I did not ever wish him harm.
Fool child. I've been assured of that already, and who do you suppose told me? If not your mother.
The first light of morning, magically soft, lit up the boy's features, solemn, but not yet fully formed. Cadfael looked at that face, remembering a girl not much older, embraced and kissed by just such a clandestine light, her parents believing her abed and asleep in virginal solitude. For that moment he forgot all the women he had known between, east and west.
Brother Cadfael, what's the matter?
I was thinking of your mother. You're very like her. Sleep safe now. I'll not desert you.
To his rest, and as he watched him, he thought that this boy might well have been his own son if his life had moved on a different course. It was the first and only time that ever he questioned his vocation, and the questioning was not long. But as he once again remembered Ariana and Bianca and Mariam, and were there others, as well loved and now forgotten, he wondered if he had left somewhere in the world printings of himself as beautiful and formidable as this boy of Richild's bearing and another's getting.
Look, I know you don't want to risk getting me into trouble.
Well, then.
But you must see that I could help.
Help, Mark? With what exactly? I'll tell you this.
What?
Whatever else may or may not be happening, you are still my apprentice, and there's much to be done in the workshop.
Very well. Are you coming too?
No, I'm off to the abbot's kitchen to see Brother Petrus.
You're going to ask him about a certain partridge, are you?
Hey, the workshop.
That partridge, it was as fine a bird as ever I saw. Wasted on the likes of him.
Gervaise Bonel?
Prior Robert. No sooner was our good in here telling me my craft.
The partridge,
Aye,
brother.
that's exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about. One arrives every Christmas, a gift for Abbot Heribert. But this year, it's his partridge and his alone. You'd think the poor abbot had never been here.
Petrus.
You'll be wanting to know who touched the potion. Who could have added the poison.
Yes.
No one went near it. Not while it was here. None but myself. And before you speak, I'll say it for you. If it had been the rest of the bird that was poisoned, I'd give you leave to look sideways at me.
Brother.
And if you're thinking maybe something befell by accident, I'll tell you this. If ever I did go so far as to brew up a monk's hood stew for that one, I'd make certain that the right bowl went to the right belly.
Brother Cadfael. That's right, brother.
How was your mistress? Did she come for Mass as well?
No. Brother Cadfael, may I speak to you for a moment?
Of course, child. Let's move away from the bustle. All right, sit you down here. That's the way.
Thank you.
Now, what is it you want to say to me? Is it about Mistress Bonel?
Yes, it is.
Well, how does she fare?
She's well enough in body, but fearfully distressed in mind.
For Edwin?
Yes. There's been no word that he's been captured, and I tell her that that's a comfort, but...
But she's in torment, not knowing where the lad is.
Yes. Poor lady. She needs a friend. I thought perhaps...
Aldith, are you in haste to get back?
Elfric will be coming in to collect the dinner soon. I thought I'd wait for him and help him carry everything.
Then, if you permit, I'll sit and talk with you a little while.
Of course. Thank you.
How is Elfric?
It's difficult for him, having to fetch the meal again today after what happened yesterday, knowing that people may be eyeing him and wondering about him.
You mean thinking that he may have poisoned his master's food?
He was alone with the dish for so long. Even you must have wondered, brother, isn't that so?
No help for that, not until we know the truth. The sergeant believes he knows it already. Do you agree with him?
No. Master Edwin would never have done it. But what's the use of my telling you all this?
What do you mean, girl?
You surely know what I mean. I'm deep in the same coil myself. It was I who set the partridge to keep hot on the hob while Elfric carried the main dish into the room. I was alone with it.
And did you add the poison?
I added nothing. But what avails my saying that when there's no proof? Of course I would say that, whether it were true or no.
You're very sensible and very just. Tell me this. Your friend Myrig was at the house for that meal too. When did he arrive?
Let me think. Elfric took in the tray, and I followed with the platters and the jug of ale. When I came back into the kitchen, Myrig was just coming in the door.
So he was never alone with the partridge, even supposing he had known what it was and who it was for?
No, never. And anyway, what reason could he have had for wanting Master Bonel dead? Oh, there's Elfric. Excuse me, brother, I must go.
Tell me, Aldith, now that Master Bonel is dead, who does Elfric belong to? Does he go with the manor to the abbey?
No, he was left out of the charter. Elfric was my lord's villain personally.
So now he belongs to whoever inherits the personal effects, to widow or son, granted the boy escapes the criminal charge.
That's right.
Now, you know Mistress Bonel's mind. Don't you think that she would at once give Elfric his freedom, with a glad heart? And wouldn't her son do the same?
Yes, I think...
And Elfric would surely think so too.
All the girl would give by way of answer was a brief, blinding flash of the black, intelligent eyes and the sudden veiling swoop of large lids and long, dark lashes. Then She went across Aelfric's path. He trudged along by her side, stiff and mute. Cadfael stood looking after them for a long moment, observing and wondering.
Good day to you, Sergeant. If you don't mind, Sergeant, I think you found that flask on the shelf above. Yeah, let me. To everything in its place, you know. And my apologies for keeping you waiting. I've only just been told you were here.
You may be able to help me. This oil of yours, the poison.
The medicine. You should have been looking over there.
Can you tell if any is missing?
No. The amount needed would be very small and never missed from a jar that size. This I can say. I examined the neck and stopper of that container yesterday, the day of the murder. There was no trace of oil at the lip. I doubt if a thief would stop to wipe the bottle clean as I do.
So, it was taken from the jar they keep at the infirmary.
Have you spoken to Brother Edmund?
Oh, yes, and his helpers. But none of them can hazard an opinion.
So you've made little progress.
I've not caught my man, not yet, but I'll wager he's still close. It's only a matter of time.
You're very sure of the boy. Yet there are at least 4 others who were there in the house, and I could make as good a case against 1 or 2 of them.
What case?
No, I won't do it. I'd rather consider proof than suspicion. And until some proof is found, you should disregard no one.
Including you?
Certainly.
And what proof would you find acceptable, brother?
Whoever you seize, you should examine his clothing for signs that he carried that oil. It leaves both stain and smell.
Is that all?
No. If I were in your shoes, I would be searching for a small vial, probably of glass, anywhere within a modest distance of that house. Whoever used the poison would be in a great haste to get rid of the bottle as soon as possible.
Indeed. Very interesting, brother.
Sergeant, what is it you are not telling me?
I have not been idle since yesterday. My men have taken witness from any we could find who were close by the Bonel house at dinner hour. And we found a carter who was crossing the bridge at just the right time. He saw someone run from the house in high temper.
Edwin Gurney, after the argument with Master Bonel. This is not new information.
No, but this is. The carter saw the boy slow down for a moment by the river's edge and hurl something small and glittering into the water.
What happened?
No.
Look, I'll tell you about it now if it's important.
Important? It's the sergeant's strongest proof against you. The thing you threw is being interpreted as the poison bottle.
I didn't know. Do you think that's what it was?
No, I don't. For a moment I may have been shaken, but no longer. Now, tell me.
It was a present for my stepfather. Not because I liked him, I didn't, but as a peace offering for my mother's sake. And to show that I was serious about being a craftsman too, and should make a good one.
So it was something of your own crafting?
He had a relic. It's supposed to be a piece of Our Lady's mantle. I don't believe it's true, but he valued it greatly, so I made him a little reliquary, just the right size for it, a small box with a hinged lid.
Tell me what it was made from. Describe it exactly.
Polished pear wood, inlaid with silver and mother of pearl.
Something small and glittering.
Brother?
And you had it in your hand when he drove you from the house with his malice?
Yes. He said if I wanted my inheritance back, I'd have to crawl on my knees and beg. How could I offer him a gift after that?
Oh, in your place, I should have done exactly what you did. Leave without a word more.
But not thrown your handiwork in the river, perhaps. At that moment, I never wanted to see it again, but now, it wasn't badly made, I think.
I'll keep your heart up, lad. It's getting late. I must go.
Back to the Abbey?
Yes, for Compline. And then back to the town. There's one question that no one has thought to ask. I must go and ask it.
Who's there?
Cadfael. Open to me for a few minutes. We'll show this.
Hush softly. Cadfael. Edwin.
He is well and still free.
Thank God. Where is he?
It's better I don't tell you. Then should any ask, you can truthfully say you know nothing.
But you know where he is.
This I can say. I give you my solemn word that Edwin never harmed his stepfather. That I know, and truth must come out. That you must believe.
Oh, I do. If you'll help to uncover it. Oh, Cadfael, if you were not here,
Shildis, there's something I came to ask you. Did your husband ever actually draw up and sign the deed that made Edwin his heir, before he changed his mind?
Yes, he did. Our man of law drew it up properly, and I have it in writing. But the new agreement with the Abbey makes it void.
No. When Abbot Heribert was called to London, that agreement was never officially concluded. Now it never can be.
Of course. So
all that stands between Edwin and his manor is the threat of arrest for murder. Tell me this, if you know it. Supposing the worst happened,
Cadfael,
which it must not and will not, and Edwin was convicted, then what happens to the estate of Melilly? Edwin couldn't inherit it. The Abbey couldn't claim it. Who becomes the heir?
Well, I suppose I would get my dower as the widow. But the manor could only revert to the overlord, the Earl of Chester.
You're sure? There's no nephew or cousin of Master Bonel's anywhere in the Shire?
No, none.
Oh, I'd hoped that there might be.
There's no one who stood to gain by Gervaise' death, only Edwin. Oh, Cadfael.
Oh, easy now.
Cadfael laid his broad, gnarled hand on her slender one, and marked with tenderness its enlarged knuckles and tracery of violet veins, more touching than any girlish smoothness could ever have been. Her face was beautiful, too, even in its aging. It was lined, now that he saw it almost at peace, with good humour, and the long experience of happiness which this brief ordeal of disruption and pain could do little to deflower. The warm hand under his turned and closed.
Cadfael, when I married that first time, did you take it so hard? Did it have to be the cloister? I never knew I'd done you such an injury.
Oh, the whole fault was mine. You married the right man and were blessed. I've wished you well always, as I do now.
Do you remember the night we pledged to marry?
Of course I do.
That was December too, a chill night, much like this. Cadfael.
The choices we made were the right choices. I must go.
Yes, you must.
And he let himself out and returned through the chill and sparkle of the frosty night to the place he had chosen, and still and forever now preferred. Behind him, a meagre shadow detached itself from the shelter of the eaves of Richild's house and slid along the road after him. But Brother Cadfael, as was his way, did not look back.
Aquamo de ordine nostro.
He as dull as usual, but Cadfael, dozing gently behind his pillar, remained alert enough to prick his ears at the mention of a certain item of Abbey business.
Father Prior?
Brother Matthew?
I must ask your guidance on the question of Master Bonel's horse.
His horse?
It is a matter of some urgency. Because of the number of guests, both here and still expected, all spaces in the Abbey stables will be needed. Have I your permission to move the Bonel beast and some of our own animals out of the grounds to the old hay barn?
Done.
That seems an excellent arrangement. Make the transfer at once.
Father.
Is there any further business?
By your leave, Father Prior.
Brother Jerome.
I feel it my duty, Father Prior, to express my deep concern for the spiritual welfare of one of our dearly valued brothers.
Indeed? Of whom do you speak?
I speak of Brother Cadfael.
What?
I do not say, Father, that there has been any impropriety in his conduct, but I appeal for guidance for his soul's sake.
In what way is his soul in peril?
Father, it has come to my knowledge that many years since, before his call to this blessed vocation, Brother Cadfael was in a relationship of worldly affection with the lady who is now Mistress Bonel. By reason of the death of her husband, he was drawn back into contact with her. Consider, Father, how severe a test may thus be imposed upon a brother's sincere devotion.
Do you allege that Brother Cadfael has been in unlawful conversation with this woman? On what occasion? I know that he attended Master Bonel's deathbed, but it was no more than his duty to go where he was needed.
Certainly that was his Christian duty. But our brother has visited the widow again and spoken with her only last night, doubtless for the purpose of comforting the bereaved. But what dangers lurk in such a meeting, Father, I need not try to express. I speak as one having our brother's spiritual health at heart.
Brother Cadfael!
I am here, Father Prior. Examine me of my actions as you wish. Brother Jerome is somewhat over-tender of my vocation, which is in no danger.
Is it indeed truth that Mistress Bonel was intimately known to you before you took your vows?
It is. If by intimately you mean only well and closely, on terms of affection. Before I took the cross, we held ourselves to be affianced.
And is it also true that you visited this woman last night?
I went there to ask certain questions which bear upon her husband's death, a matter which you, Father Prior, and I, and all here must devoutly wish to be cleared up as quickly as possible, so that this house may be in peace.
That is the business of the sheriff and his sergeant, and none of yours.
I think there is doubt in the matter, and the truth will not be easily uncovered. It was my own preparation.
You show lack of faith in those who uphold the law. It is an arrogant attitude, and I deplore it. I cannot allow you, by your own folly, to stray into spiritual danger. You will have no further contact with Mistress Bonel. You will confine yourself to the enclave, and your energies to your proper functions of work and worship. Do I make myself clear?
I shall obey the order laid on me, as a duty bound. God forgive me. If I could have wrung his scrawny little neck there and then, I would have done it and rejoiced.
How in the world did he know?
Oh, I saw him watching me as I left the enclave after Compline. He must have followed me and pressed his ear lovingly to the keyhole.
And now you're confined to the Abbey grounds.
But you, young man, have no such order to observe.
I was hoping that you were going to say that.
I would not involve you in my sins, God knows, if this were not urgent. And perhaps I still should not.
From all I gather, he's barely out of childhood. The Gospels are insistent that we should take care of the children.
Anyway, I fancy you've reasoned out most of the story already.
I have an excellent teacher. Now, tell me where I must go and what I must do.
Horses? 2? No, 3. What's happening?
Easy there, my dearie.
He's a fine beast. The old man knows.
We best fill up the hay racks.
Oh, there's not much fodder.
There's plenty up in the loft.
No.
Edwin's hiding place was storage for more than just hay. As quickly as the need for stealth would permit, he rolled a barrel across to settle solidly over the trapdoor, perched on top of his barricade, and wished himself 3 times as heavy.
Some fool's bolted it on top.
Use your brawn, man. You're not such a weight as all that.
Stuck fast.
Oh, come down and let a man chance his arm.
Oh, careful, you fool. This ladder's none too strong.
Now, this is the way. You have to put your back behind it. You watch it?
Oh, yeah, I'm watching. Get on with it.
Right.
Still watching?
Some fool locked it on top. We'll use the outside steps.
Your back's still in one piece, is it?
God. Right. Rufus! Rufus, boy! So you're the fine beast, eh? Well, that's true enough.
Hey, the trapdoor's open.
Well, I didn't open it.
Here! There's someone down there. Oh, you! It's one of the brothers.
Come on, Rufus, boy!
No, brother, stop him!
Him yourself.
shoulders, his fists in the light mane. He had neither saddle nor bridle, but he had ridden this mount bareback more times than he could remember in the days before he fell out of favour with its owner. Now, in the knowledge that there was no horse for miles about that could match Rufus, Edwin rejoiced in his power and his speed and his freedom. Too late, Edwin remembered Cadfael's warning not to take the London road. He recalled it only when he saw them before him, armed and vigilant, the sheriff's men.
You! Dismount and account for yourself!
Come on, Rufus! Round!
They're just too late.
Now catch your breath, lad, then tell me the tale properly.
Right. Well, when I got to the barn, the Abbey grooms were already there. But before I could talk to them, I heard a hue and cry on the road and saw the boy on horseback fair flying along.
On horseback?
Oh, beautiful animal. Chestnut.
Master Bonel's thoroughbred. The lad has wits. Which way was he going?
Towards the town, close pursued by 3 guards.
Now you said if they take him. He got away then?
Well, the sheriff's men had to stop to talk to the grooms to find out what had happened. By then, an audience had gathered in the road and had to be cleared. And then... Well, just as the captain of the guard was ready to set off again, his horse suddenly reared up and threw him. It took him a full 3 or 4 minutes to calm the animal.
Now, that is a very singular occurrence. I mean, those men have the finest beasts available. Why should one of them suddenly... Telling me once of when you were a boy on your uncle's farm.
Oh, yes?
And how you were set to follow the plough with a sack full of small stones to scare off the birds. Proud of your aim you were, as I recall. So the boy got away.
Clean vanished.
No sign of him.
So he's still in the town somewhere.
Perhaps he's waiting for dark to make a break.
Send word to all the road patrols. I want torches at each site and no let up in the watch.
Sir.
You, come with me. We're going back to that carpenter's shop.
Sergeant! Sir!
Well, man, spit it out!
He's been seen, sir. Still mounted, moving cross-country. Making for the London road beyond the guard post.
That's more like it. Fetch my horse!
The desperate boy seemed to know every byway and every covert, and managed to lead his pursuers into some perilous places. Held them off, until Rufus tired and stumbled in the woods beyond Acton, and they were on him.
Get his hands tied.
Now, hold that. Steady.
Watch his feet. Oh, you little bastard.
Stand away from him!
But, sir...
Stand away!
Close on 6 hours I've been chasing you. Through mud and bramble and swamp and God knows what else. I've got 2 horses lame, 3 men hurt, and a sheriff telling me I can't catch some scrap of a child. Just pick him up.
Be dealt with at the castle, surely.
No, he's wanted on suspicion of murder, it's true. But the theft of the horse from your barn is manifestly proven. The law holds that his proper place is in the Abbey prison, at least overnight.
Very well. I shall examine him myself. The church must not turn its back upon the sinner, but only deplore the sin.
Your gatekeeper asked the prisoner if he wanted one of the brothers to come and talk to him.
And pray for his soul. That is very proper. What did the boy say?
He asked to see one brother in particular. Brother Cadfael.
Open the door. Let us see the prisoner.
Before I do so...
Must I do it myself? Open the door.
Of course.
You face serious charges both against the church and the town. What do you have to say for yourself?
I believe the lad would have me say something on his behalf, and that urgently.
You? What can you say that is of such importance?
Simply this. This lad is guiltless of any of the crimes laid against him.
How can you say that?
Because...
and dramatised for radio by Bert Coules. The narrator was Sir Michael Horden. Brother Cadfael was played by Philip Maddock, Sergeant William Warden by Ian Hogg, Brother Mark by Ian Target, Gervaise Bonel by Pat Haywood, Edwin Belcott by Stephen Garlick, Brother Petrus by Fraser Carr, Aldith by Jane Whittenshaw, Edwin Gurney by Richard Pearce, Prior Robert by Geoffrey Whitehead, Brother Jerome by Andrew Winkett, and The Grooms by Andrew Winkett and Nigel Carrington. The producer was Lissa Evans. By Ellis Peters, dramatised for radio by Bert Coules, with Sir Michael Horden as the narrator and Philip Maddock as Brother Cadfael. Episode 4, Malilly.
What are you talking about, man? I chased this boy across half the county.
Explain yourself, Cadfael. No, wait. Boy?
Yes, sir?
Your name. Before God, now.
I am Edwin Belcott, son of Martin Belcott, the master carpenter, sir.
It's a lie.
The boy is telling the truth. He is Belcott's son.
Sergeant, a word with you in my lodging, if you please.
Oh.
Sergeant?
You're at the bottom of this.
And now, young man, I think we should talk.
The prison of Shrewsbury Abbey was no more than 2 little cells attached to the rear of the gatehouse, very clean and very rarely occupied. The Abbey court was not a busy one. And so it was that in the year of our Lord 1138, on a chill December night, with the stars shining clear and cold in a cloudless sky, Brother Cadfael and Edwin Belcott sat side by side, warm and companionable and quite private.
We changed places. It wasn't so hard. Edwin went to a cousin of my father's who lives by the riverside. He has a shed big enough to hide Rufus. His son brought word into the town to us, and I took father's horse out to meet Edwin.
You weren't stopped and questioned?
No one was looking for a bony old piebald like our Jeffet. They never gave me a second glance.
And then you rode off on the thoroughbred, wearing the monk's habit.
To draw the sheriff's men after me. And Edwin took my horse, and then he went...
Don't tell me. It's better I don't know.
All right. Anyway, he got away safe, and I eventually let that sergeant and his men catch me. What do you think they'll do with me?
You've made the law look foolish, and no man in authority enjoys that. I should think that someone will come for you in the morning. Possibly the sheriff himself.
Sheriff?
Yes. Well, Robert will not willingly deal with an underling, and certainly not one who's already wasted his time.
I've never even seen the sheriff. The things people say about him, are they true?
Gilbert Prescott is a man who will not be trifled with. He'll be determined to make you tell him where Edwin has gone.
Let him try. I can keep my mouth shut.
I hope so, lad. I'll be here with you in the morning when somebody comes from the castle.
Thank you.
And now I'm supposed to be exhorting you to an amended life. Not to tell the truth, I find your life no more in need of amendment than my own. But if you'll join your voice to mine in the night prayers, I think God may well be listening.
And a 5th?
Your eyes are keener than mine in this mist. Is it the sheriff?
It's a young man, lightly built and tall,
On a cream-dappled mount?
Yes.
Diolch i Dduw.
What is it?
God is looking our way at last. Come on. We'll wait for them inside.
Cadfael.
Bore da, Hugh.
Bore da, my friend. Zid he.
I'm well, my friend, and lifted in spirit too this morning. This is my apprentice, Brother Mark. Mark, this is Hugh Beringer of Maesbury, the deputy sheriff.
Good day to you, Master Beringer.
Brother Mark.
Mark, go through to the cells and tell Edwin that we'll be in to talk to him presently, and tell him to be of good cheer.
I'll do that.
Now, Cadfael. Any other man in Shrewsbury, however confidently my sergeant sets out his case.
Oh, it's given to few men in this life to enjoy such certainties as that sergeant. I almost envy him.
His views of your good self are quite different.
Oh, that I can imagine. Very well, Hugh. Sit yourself down.
Despite the difference in their years, Cadfael and Beringer had shared experiences that made them contemporaries. The deputy sheriff's slight frame and ease of manner had deceived many, but Cadfael knew him for what he was, a man of strength and truth and honour. With Hugh Beringer, Cadfael saw no reason for reserve, and he told him all.
Come forth into the light, Edwin Belcott. Brother Cadfael is here with me. No doubt which of you I have in my hands the next time you change places.
No, sir.
Good. I'll know you again. Now, young sir, I'll ask you this but once. Where is Edwin Gurney?
Sir, Edwin is my kin and my friend. And if I had been willing to tell where he is, I should not have gone to such pains to get him there. I can't and won't betray him.
Well, I expected no other answer, to tell the truth. Brother Cadfael reported you were right. Now, I want you where I can lay my hand on you whenever I need to, and be sure that you're not rushing off on another wild rescue.
Sir, I'm ready to go to the castle prison.
What? Why should we feed you and house you at public expense? And at the Christmas feast, too.
Sir?
Cadfael, give me your advice.
Willingly.
I fancy his word once given will be his bond. Do you agree?
I'm quite sure of it.
And what do you think of this? If he gives me his parole not to leave his father's house until I say he may, shall I let him go home?
I believe that would be a most Christian act, if he will pledge you his word.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Hugh, you'll search the riverbank for Edwin's gift.
That I'll certainly do. When some poor 7, there's a man whose business it is to know exactly where the body will come ashore. I'll have him take this in charge.
That box would greatly strengthen the lad's story.
Aye, it would. But, Cadfael, I must tell you that I shall pursue this Gurney boy to the limit, and not spare any tricks in the doing. So look to your own movements.
Oh, that's fair dealing. But as for my movements, you'll find them monstrously dull. I'm confined within the abbey walls.
Good God, what have you been about to incur such a ban?
I spent too long in talk with the widow Bonel, and a stretched ear gathered that we had known each other very well when we were young.
Oh, considerable crime. I must meet this Lady Rashildis. The woman who caught your eye must be someone indeed. Good day to you, my friend.
Da bochi, Hugh.
Da bochi!
Of course.
Then go and do them and leave me in peace.
I thought the Master Beringer was your friend. Doesn't seem to have left you in a very good mood. Pray, excuse me.
Oh, wait, lad. Come in and welcome. Shut the door. Oh, I'm an old fool. I've only just realized that I've lost a fine chance of getting my work done for me in places where I can no longer go myself. Urgent work, too. And that's no fault of yours. I'm sorry I took it out on you.
Isn't that what prentices are for?
Perhaps.
So what was this fine chance that you threw away?
I asked Hugh to organise a search for Edwin's little wooden box, the one that he was seen to throw into the Severn.
The thing that sergeant believes was the poison vial?
Yes, but it never occurred to me to have Hugh also look for that very vial itself. The murderer must surely have discarded it as soon as he could. where it is found, and in what condition, will tell us much.
Why do you need the deputy sheriff? Am I of less use today than I was yesterday?
Oh, of course not. But I've involved you enough already. At the rear of the Bonel house, below the kitchen window. It's the only outlet for the smoke from the brazier, so it would have been open at the time the meal was being kept hot. It's the obvious place to get rid of something so damning.
Very well.
And take a napkin. If you find the vial, wrap it loosely and touch it only as you must. I need to see how the oil has run and dried.
If it's there, I'll find it. As you said this morning, my eyes are younger than yours.
Yeah, hey, be off with you. Good luck.
That Brother Mark came back. There was half an hour yet before Vespers, but from this time on, any search for a small thing in a narrow slope of grass would have been a blind and hopeless quest. Winter days begin so late and end so early.
Wake up!
What?
Wake up! Look at this!
Bring me that lamp.
Here. Is that it? Is that the right thing?
It is indeed, lad. This carried death in it. It was laying on its side.
How did you know that?
The residue of oil has dried the whole length of the vial. And there's some on the outside, too. It was stoppered and thrust out of sight in great haste. The murderer will have the mark of the oil somewhere about him still. Well done, Mark.
Thank you.
Now tell me where and how you found it.
I marked the exact spot so we can find it again at need.
Good.
But it wasn't where you said. It was much farther along the edge of the mill pond, half buried in the frozen mud.
So our man, whoever he was collected enough to fling it well away from the kitchen window.
No, Cadfael, that's not possible. It could never have ended up where it did if it was thrown from the kitchen. The angle's all wrong. There are too many bushes in the way.
You sure of that?
Quite sure. There's only one window that's in a clear line. The window of the main room.
The room where they were dining. You see what this means? Never for one moment was young Edwin alone in that room. He was observed every minute he was there. He couldn't possibly have thrown the vial. And neither could he have dropped it outside the house, for the sergeant's witness clearly saw him go the other way over the bridge. Mark, you have just proved beyond question that the lad is innocent.
Brother Cadfael.
Ah, Master Belcott. Good evening to you. Were you at Vespers?
And having thanked God, I want to thank you.
Oh, no, not me, my friend. It was Hugh Beringer who saw fit to send him home. And take my word, in all that may happen, you can rely on Beringer for a decent, fair-minded man. In any encounter with him, tell him the truth.
The truth, but not all the truth. Until Edwin's as safe as my boy, I keep my own counsel on where he is. But I'll tell you, brother.
No. I'd rather not know his whereabouts. Soon, I hope, there will be no need for him to hide.
Pray God you're right.
Is all well with Edwin?
Indeed it is. Without a bruise or two, he'd have valued his adventure less. But it's caused him to draw in his horns for a while, and that's no bad thing. He's working with more zeal than he commonly shows. And with Edwin and Myrig both away, there's enough to keep him busy.
Where's Myrig gone?
He goes back into Wales every Christmas, to his cousins and an old uncle or some such up in the borders. Sets great store by his own folk, does Myrig.
Yes, so he told me once. Well, may we all be at peace for the Lord's nativity.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
Brother Cadfael and Brother Mark went off to supper and laid their plans for the following day. Cadfael went to his sleep that night in calm contentment, but the next morning brought news that undid all his arrangements and changed everything.
We have received an urgent message. Brother Barnabas has fallen ill.
Brother Barnabas?
At the sheep-fold near Edecracy. By Oswestry in the border country.
I'm not in need of a geography lesson, Ambrose.
Your pardon. Barnabas is in fever, and Brother Simon is left to take care of all the flock alone.
We should have more than 2 men there. I've often thought it.
Brother Simon is also doubtful of his skill to tend Barnabas properly.
How did Simon manage to send word if he's the only able-bodied man there?
The sheepfold is only a few miles away from the manor of Malili, where we have our steward in charge. Simon rode there and asked that a messenger be sent here. He fears for Brother Barnabas's life.
Then we must supply him with someone skilled in such matters. Be so good as to fetch Brother Cadfael.
but only gave you the task to get rid of you.
Of course. My interest in Mistress Bonel and her husband's death are nothing but an embarrassment to our noble prior.
Well, how shall I manage here without you? What if someone falls sick?
I shall be with you in spirit every moment. And you'll find the answer.
What of Hugh Beringer and the proof I was going to take to him?
Well, you can leave that to me now. I'll bear it to the castle myself on my way through the town.
Ah, is that why you're so pleased to be going? I saw you try to hide it, but I know you too well.
So it seems. No, that's not the only reason. Prior Robert gave me some information I lacked, or had forgotten. The Abbey sheepfold at Rhydycroesau is hard at hand to Melilly.
Master Bonel's disputed manor.
The cause of all the present grief. And it seems to me that the answers we need to know may well be there and not here. Now go and choose me a mule from the stables. I have to see someone before I leave.
To Rhydycroesau, my own country.
Shall I carry your greetings to the borderland, Brother Rhys? You still have kinsfolk there, surely?
3 generations of them. If you should happen to meet with my cousin Owen, please, give him my blessings.
Depend upon it. Any others?
Oh, there's a mort of my people in those parts. Ask after my niece Angharad, my sister. My youngest sister, that is the one who married Ifor up Morgan. Angharad ought to come and visit me now her lad's working here in the town.
Angharad was the girl who went as maidservant in the house of Bonel of Melilly.
Ah, pity that was, working for a foreigner family.
And on foreign soil, too.
Foreign? Melilly is in Wales. It touches Saxon land barely at all. I'm sure Welsh as Canadians. That whole area is a come out of Kinhaith, Welsh land from the beginning of the world.
Why did I never think to ask where this troublous manor lay? Rhys, listen. Does Kinhaith have properly appointed Welsh judges, dealing by the code of Hywel Dda, and not Norman England?
Oh, sure it has. Are you thinking of bringing suit, brother?
No, Rhys, no, not I.
He took his leave and went out very thoughtfully. And as he went out, the winter sun suddenly flashed in his eyes, dazzling him. Paradoxically, in this momentary blindness, he could see his way clearly at last.
Good morrow, brother. What's your will?
I desire a word with Hugh Beringer of Maesbury. Tell him Brother Cadfael, and I think he'll spare me a short while of his time.
You're out of luck. The deputy sheriff isn't in the castle.
Not yet?
And likely won't be till the light fails. You can speak to the officer who's left in charge. Step inside, brother.
You again?
God be...
Out you're still finding a dozen reasons why the Gurney lad must be blameless. Come to throw more dust in my eyes, have you? Well, you're wasting your time and mine. I'll have the boy in the cells by sundown.
I came to ask if anything had come to light concerning what I reported to Hugh Beringer yesterday.
So, it was you sent him off on this fool's errand down the river. I might have guessed it. A glib young rogue tells you a tall tale like that, and you swallow it, and infect your betters into the bargain. You have much to answer for.
No doubt I have. So have we all, even you. But to exert himself for truth and justice is Beringer's duty. And so is it yours, and mine. And I do it as best as I may, and forbear from snatching at what is first and easiest, and shutting my eyes to everything else. Good day to you.
Cadfael mounted his mule and rode back towards the town, the poison vials still securely out of sight. Edwin was, after all, still at liberty, and for all the sergeant's boasting, no immediate ill was likely to befall him. The evidence could wait. It was time now to keep his mind on the journey before him, and put aside the affairs of Richildis and her son until he had done his best for the ailing brother Barnabas. Go by the old people, the Romans. It ran straight and wide, and as Cadfael rode due west into the land of his fathers, the hills of Wales rose blue and noble, the great rolling ridge of Berwyn melting into a faintly misted sky. before dark. Beyond the byres and stables stretched the long, complex, grey stone walls of the field enclosures, where the hardiest of the flock was still out, grazing in this relatively mild winter.
Cadfael, thank the Lord you're here.
Simon, how is Brother Barnabas?
Oh, he has it hard, Cadfael. You can hear the leaves of his heart rustling as he breathes, like a man's feet in the woods in autumn. I cannot break it with a sweat. I've tried.
Well, we'll try again. Let me look at him now.
Brother Barnabas, see, Cadfael is here. All will be well again.
Now stand away from him, Simon.
Yes, of course.
But his forehead is dry.
He is going to be well again.
With all that muscle and bone, he's reserves of strength and to spare. All his body needs is a little guidance.
Thank God. Is there anything you'll need?
Yeah. A pan of water on the fire, a cloth and a beaker, and that's all. If I want for more, I'll find it myself. You go look to whatever you should be doing. It's near dark.
Are you sure he'll be all right?
Go on with you now. I can manage here.
Blessedly, he was taken at his word. Brother Simon had a childlike faith in all who practiced peculiar mysteries. As the light outside dimmed and died, Cadfael worked without haste upon Brother Barnabas. A hot stone wrapped in Welsh flannel for the sick man's feet. A long and vigorous rub for chest and ribs with an ointment of goose grease impregnated with mustard. Cool cloths on the dry forehead, and a hot draught of wine, mulled with spices and borage and other febrifuge herbs. Brother Barnabas slept fitfully and uneasily, but in the middle of the night the sweat finally broke like a storm of rain, drenching the bed.
There. He'll sleep easily now. Go and do the same, Simon.
What about you?
I'll sit with him for a while. Off you go now. And sleep. Sleep easy. For he does very well. In the morning he'll be wake and hungry.
Make, Simon?
I did make it.
Then your skills have improved. You must have been practicing.
When, pray? What with dancing attendance on you and looking to the sheep single-handed...
That you can taste the dish at all is something to be thankful for.
Amen.
Amen.
And that you can eat it with enjoyment is the best sign that you're on your way back to full health.
I still say it's too good to be your handiwork, Simon.
And I say, if that's all the gratitude I get, you can fall ill again tomorrow for all I care.
And leave my sheep in your hands.
What do you mean, your sheep?
Well, of course they're my...
Enough now.
So far. There's plenty of good grazing still, with the grass growing so late. There'll be better fleeces than most years. Unless the winter turns cruel later on.
Prior Robert is of the opinion that the work here is too much for just two men.
In that, he's wrong. Though I'd be loath to tell him so. Has there been word from London about Abbot Heribert? Is he to be restored?
No news as yet.
And Robert sees himself already given the post?
Oh, he does.
And my charges are more at peace than his, I'll warrant. Abbey, I don't understand the ways of the rich, Cadfael. Although the Lord knows I was glad we had a steward there when I needed a messenger, if I hadn't been able to get word to Shrewsbury.
It must be somewhere. Over there, as I judge. In the sheltered land to the southwest.
Yes, it is. 3 miles round by the easy track. Good land for these parts.
So it is firmly within Wales?
Oh, yes. Even more than we are here. Have you an errand there, brother?
Something I must see to when Brother Barnabas is safely on the way to health again, and I can be spared.
If I know Brother Barnabas, come tomorrow morning, we shall have grave difficulty keeping him abed.
Chickens! Chickens!
Are you sure you're strong enough to be about, brother? Cadfael, should he be about?
No need to trouble yourself for me, Cadfael.
When you've finished here, Barnabas, I want you to go straight back in and sit by the fire.
I can milk the cow.
You can do exactly as you're told to do, and no more.
Very well. You hear him, Cadfael? It's a miracle he ever gave me permission to fall sick in the first place.
Spend the day in the warm, and you'll be twice as strong tomorrow.
I could go up into the hills now if you'd but let me.
Well, I won't.
And no more shall I. And as for your precious cow, she's already given more milk to Brother Cadfael than she ever does to you.
Never.
Oh, I spoke to her in Welsh. That's the secret.
Now, Cadfael, the morning tasks are all done, and our horse is strong and gets little enough work as a rule. It's not a long ride, and you'll be back well in time to hear the invalid complain about yet more of my cooking. Off you go to Malili.
Gainley Bay, of homely appearance, but amiable disposition and stout heart, willing and ready for work. It was pleasant to be riding here, alone, between hills that took him back to his youth. The holdings were scattered and few, until patterns of ordered tillage told him that he was entering Malili land. A good place. Then, drawn back into the slope and half-circled with arms of woodland, Cadfael came to a timber stockade, massive and high, and rising behind it, granite grey and with a long roof of slates, gleaming like fish scales in the wintry sun, the manor house.
Oh, pardon, brother. No one told me there was a messenger here from Shrewsbury.
Oh, it's I who should ask your pardon for walking in on you without ceremony.
A visitor from the Abbey is always welcome. I am Jenkin Home, the appointed steward here.
Master Holmes, my name is Cadfael.
What's your errand, brother?
Truth to tell, I have no errand. Being in the neighbourhood, I was simply curious to see our new manor.
If it is indeed ours.
Ah, yes. The question of the unsealed charter.
And the claim of the secular heir is a strange situation. If both the Abbey and the stepson lose their claim, the future of this land is a very open question.
And a fair land it is.
Aye, and profitable too. I'm forgetting myself. You'll take dinner with me, or a cup of wine at the very least. And your patience at the sheepfold, he is mending, I trust?
Very well, God be praised. Our oldest brothers came from this very region. I'd be glad to carry his greetings if I can find his people. A cousin he mentioned, Owain ap Rhys, and a brother by marriage, one Ivor ap Morgan. For all I know, they may be dead. They must be Rhys's own age, and few of us last that long.
I fear I know nothing of them. But when you leave, ask in the kitchen. The boy who brought in our drink just now, he's from these parts, like most of the servants. Take my advice, though. Talk to him without me there, and ask him in Welsh.
He has no English?
His English is as good as mine. But for all their friendliness, they keep their own counsel, these people.
It proved to be good advice. Addressed in his own tongue, even by the daunting figure of a black-robed Benedictine monk, the boy thawed into smiles, and was free with his information and gossip. Owain ap Rhys lived some miles off, but could perhaps be caught 2 days from now at the meeting of the Commode Court in Llansilin, where he had a dispute to present over a boundary stone moved by his neighbour. And Rhys's brother-in-law, Ivor ap Morgan, was still alive, very old, and living alone some small way distant. As the boy went back to his duties, he was serenely innocent of the impression he had made on brother Cadfael. One question, perhaps the most vital of all, had been answered without ever having to be asked. It might have been difficult to detect the low wooden house alongside the riverside track. But now, with all the leaves fallen, it stood clear behind the bare branches of the encircling trees, like a contented domestic hen in a coop. As Cadfael dismounted, a horse on a long tether came ambling round the gable end, placidly grazing. Cadfael stood at gaze for a long moment.
Well. What was it young Edwin said? No one was looking for a bony old piebald like ours. Though it could be a coincidence, I suppose. Japhet? Japhet? No coincidence, then. Japhet, my friend, what are you doing here?
What is your business with me, monk?
I think you must be Ivor ap Morgan. My name is Cadfael. Sometime Cadfael ap Meilir ap Dafydd of Trefrw.
Are you sure your errand is not to a guest of mine, Brother Cadfael?
It was not. It was to you. But now it is to both of you.
You come as a friend. Speak.
Judge from my words. Keep this beast out of sight. For if I can know him from a mere description, so can others.
Come round through the side door. Bring the horse with you. He tells me that you are a friend. His friends are welcome. You may enter.
Diolch yn fawr.
Told us how you helped Edwin. Thank you. I've been well blessed in my friends. But how did you find me?
By not looking for you. I came here with nothing more than a greeting from Brother Rees. It was Myrick who brought you here to shelter?
Yes, it was.
Is he here now?
My grandson is away making the round of all his kin and neighbours. He'll be back in a few days, I dare say. Now, young Edwin, you must have things to tell Brother Cadfael.
I have, sir. Thank you.
Cadfael looked on Edwin Gurney. Exile and refuge in this remote place, and with the impressive old man as company, had had a strong effect on the boy.
I wasn't happy leaving Edwin to play that part for me, but he would have it so. At least he didn't have to face Sheriff Prescott.
What did you plan to do if the truth never did come out? If you never could go back, though God granting, I'll see that things do not end so.
I'm strong. I can work. I can earn my keep in Wales if need be, even as an outlander. Other men have had to leave their homes because of unjust accusations. But I'd rather go back. I don't want to leave my mother with her affairs in such disorder. And I don't want to be remembered as the man who poisoned his stepfather and ran away like a coward.
Oh, it shall not happen. You lie close in cover for a few days more, and put your trust in God. I believe we shall get to the truth, and you can go home openly and proudly.
Do you truly believe that?
I truly believe it.
Open to the law!
Ferdinand!
Open, I say!
English. Edwin, go into the other room.
Well met, Brother Cadfael. I'm only sorry I have no writ for you. My business is with this young man. Are you Edwin Gurney?
That is my name.
Then I arrest you for the murder of Gervaise Bonel, and you'll return with me to Shrewsbury Castle for trial. And you can thank your friend Cadfael here for it. He very obligingly led me straight to you.
Was written by Ellis Peters and dramatised for radio by Bert Coules. The narrator was Sir Michael Hordern. Brother Cadfael was played by Philip Maddock, Sergeant William Warden by Ian Hogg, Prior Robert by Geoffrey Whitehead, Brother Mark by Ian Target, Edwin Belcott by Stephen Garlick, Hugh Beringer and the Steward by Alan Barker, Martin Belcott by Timothy Carlton, Brother Rees by Norman Jones, Brother Simon and Eva Ap Morgan by Michael Turner, Brother Barnabas by Terence Edmund, and Edwin Gurney by Richard Pearce. The producer was Lissa Evans. Dramatised for radio by Bert Coules, with Sir Michael Hordern as the narrator and Philip Maddock as Brother Cadfael. Episode 5, Judgment.
It is the year of grace 1138. Brother Cadfael, journeying into Wales to tend a sick monk, has encountered by chance Edwin Gurney, son of his one-time love Gervaise Bonel. Entreated by her to clear the boy of the charge laid against him, Cadfael has done all in his power to aid Edwin, only to see the sheriff's men lay hands on him at last.
Sergeant?
Yes, monk?
Tell me this one thing. Did you truly follow me here all the way from Shrewsbury?
You think I rely on methods so crude? You think you alone have brains? Your friend Hugh Beringer learned from the Abbey that you'd gone to read a cross-eye. He saw nothing in it, but I bethought me that the land Bonel was murdered for was close at hand, and rode straight here to see what new trickery you were up to, and see what I found. Now, Gurney.
Go with him peaceably, Edwin, and make no trouble. I promise you, you will not be long in prison.
An empty promise. Come along, boy. Good day to you both. And when you return to Shrewsbury, brother, there'll be more to be said.
Do you believe?
I do. Unless I have completely misread the signs, this matter is nearly at an end. In less than 3 days, all will be known.
What am I to tell my grandson, Myrig, when he returns and finds I have let his guest be taken?
Tell him that he need have no fears for the boy. In the end, truth will out, and the truth will deliver Edwin Gurney.
2 days later, Brother Cadfael once again absented himself from the Abbey sheepfold and the recuperating Brother Barnabas, and journeyed to Llansillen village. The timber church, which at need served also as the courtroom, was full of people, more than 10 times the population of the hamlet. From all parts of the Commote had come those with cases to present, evidence to give, and grievances to voice. Cadfael, conspicuous in his black Benedictine habit, settled himself away in a retired corner.
Good morning to you, brother.
Borida.
Health, God be thanked. Do you have business at the court?
Someone I'm hoping to see.
This court is now in session. We hear first business adjourned from our last meeting. Will the first petitioner please step forward?
If it please your honour, I am Cynfrith ap Meriadoc, and I am bringing suit against my brother-in-law, Ifor ap Robert, in the matter of the ownership of a certain prize pig, stolen from my property 3 months past this coming...
The day wore slowly away. By mid-afternoon, Cadfael was beginning to wonder if he had been utterly mistaken in his reading of the probabilities. The final case was heard and judged, and the figure he had so confidently awaited was nowhere to be seen.
And that, I think, concludes the business of this court. The clerk will be available for the payment of fines and the collection of documents. Thank you for your orderly conduct and your patience. Any person with business
Oh, dear with.
A young man entered the church and took his stand in the open aisle. He was dressed as Cadfael had seen him last, in cot and hose, and with a linen scrip satchel hanging from his belt. His best clothes, no doubt, worn to the court as they had been worn to the abbey.
With court leave, I have a plea that will not wait.
We are here to serve. Declare yourself. Is your business with this court?
I am the son of Anharad, daughter of Ivar ap Morgan, who is known to all men here. By the same Anharad, I am the son of Gervaise Bonel, who held the manor of Malili while he lived. Since, under Welsh law, a son is a son whether born out of wedlock or no, I am here to lay claim to Malili. Will the court hear me?
To us. Speak.
First, as to the land. For 3 generations it has been held by Englishmen. But the land of Malili is Welsh land. I have here sworn statements from men known to all present. They testify that Malili is in Wales, and that cases within it and concerning it have in the past been tried by Welsh law. Malili is Welsh.
Very well. Very well. Within Wales, and subject to Welsh law if any claimant desires it.
Thank you, my lord. Secondly, I declare that I am the son of Gervaise Bonel, his only son, his only child, and I ask those here who have known me from birth to testify to my parentage, which my father and mother never made any attempt to conceal.
There is difference. For common opinion could be mistaken. In law, it must be shown that the father has himself acknowledged the child as his.
It is no difficulty. In this,
what is this document?
It was drawn up by Gervaise Bonel and addressed to Martin Belcote, Master Carpenter of Shrewsbury.
This is an agreement that one Myrig be taken and taught the whole craft of the carpenter and carver. On and after the signing of this indenture, a suitable allowance shall be paid at regular intervals for the clothing, lodging, and general keep of. My son. The seal and signatures are in order. This proof is irrefutable.
Lord.
You are what you purport to be and have a right to make claim on the land. But it is known to us that Master Bonel drew up an agreement to gift the entire manor to the Abbey of Shrewsbury. They too have a claim. Your case must be presented through the proper channels of law. Until then, the matter is unresolvable.
No! There is a provision in Welsh law by which I can take possession even now, before the case is tried. Only a son may do so, but I am the son of this man who is dead. I claim the ancient right of Dydanir, the right to uncover my father's heart.
In passion. All his Welsh blood rose in helpless sympathy with so strong a hunger and love for the land. There was a nobility about Meirig in this hour, and the bleak force of his longing carried with him judge, witnesses, even Cadfael.
It is the court's judgment that your claim is justified. Your right to enter the house cannot be denied you. For form's sake, I must put it to this assembly. If there is any here who has anything to raise in objection to this judgment, let him stand forward now and speak.
Yes. Yes, here is one who has something to say.
Come forward.
My lord.
You?
Yes, Meirig, I...
You are a monk of Shrewsbury?
I am.
Are you here to speak on behalf of your abbey?
No. I'm here to speak on behalf of Gervaise Bonel.
I do not understand you, brother. Explain yourself.
I am a Welshman. I endorse and approve the law of Wales that says a son is a son, in or out of marriage, though English law may call him a bastard. Yes, a son born out of wedlock may inherit, but not a son who has murdered his father, as this man has.
This is ridiculous.
It is a most grave charge. Do you stand to it?
I do. My name is Cadfael, and I am the herbalist who made the oil with which Gervaise Bonel was poisoned. My honour is involved. The means of comfort and healing must not be used to kill. I was called to attend the dying man, and I am here now to demand justice for him.
If you are in earnest, you must make good what you have said.
That I will do. I will tell you how this death befell. Of all those present when Master Bonel was killed, Meirig alone, so it seemed, to me and to all, had nothing to gain from the man's death. But you and I have now seen how much was indeed at stake for him. Let me tell you his story as I see it. Ever since he grew a man, he has been well aware that by Welsh law his position as heir was unassailable, and he was content to wait, like any other son, before claiming his inheritance. Even the will Gervaise Bonel made after his second marriage did not trouble him. How could the claim of a stepson stand against his right as a true son of the man's blood? But it was a different case when his father granted his manor away to the abbey. Such arrangements sweep aside all other claims, however strong. I truly believe that if that agreement had been completed and sealed at once, this man would have grown reconciled to his loss and never become a murderer. But there was a delay, and that delay gave Meirig time to hope again. I tell you of my own witness that it was mere chance arising from an act of pure kindness that showed him where to find the means to kill and tempted him to use it. A great pity it is, for he was never meant to be a murderer. But here he stands in his guilt, and must not and cannot enter into possession of the fruit of his crime.
Young man, you have heard and understood what is charged against you?
Yes.
Do you wish now to answer?
I have nothing to answer. This is mere words. There is no proof.
Yes, there is.
What is this proof?
Whoever took away a portion of my monkshood oil from our infirmary must have brought with him a bottle in which to put it. And that bottle he had to conceal afterwards as long as he was observed, then dispose of as soon as he might.
More words! This bottle has not been found, or we should have known about it from the sheriff's men.
Yes, it has been found.
No! How do we know he speaks the truth?
Here it is. This was found by an innocent novice who has nothing to gain by lying. It was found in the ice of the mill pond, under the window of the inner room of that house.
That's your proof? All of us went in and out of that room.
Let me see that bottle. Thank you.
Be careful. Let no trace of the dried oil come near your lips or your tongue. It's still deadly.
Indeed.
Draw out the stopper, my lord. Note the odour. Even after 8 days, it's still strong enough to be recognized again.
It is most distinctive.
You see, too, how the contents have run down the outside of the vial? It was stoppered in haste after the act, then quickly thrust out of sight.
What point are you making, brother?
This point. That oil would have left a greasy stain not easy to remove, and the smell would linger many days. Myrick, the scrip at your belt. You were wearing it that day. Let the judge examine it.
No. Why should I submit to this? He's the Abbey's man, sent to besmirch my claim.
There can be no suspicion that this court has anything to gain by discrediting you. Give me the scrip.
No!
Take it from him.
Get out of my way!
Stop that man! Stop him!
That was not a confession. But it is testimony that will help a boy now in prison for this crime.
He shall be pursued, and the record of this court and this vital evidence shall be sent to Shrewsbury. Will that content you, brother?
It's all I ask. Send to Hugh Beringer, the sheriff's deputy.
Will you accompany the report and tell him this story at first hand?
I wish I might. But I fear that my work here is not yet over.
Sheepfold, his weariness subsiding into a desperate sadness. He was greeted by the welcome sight of Brother Barnabas, now much stronger, and Brother Simon fussing happily over his friend in the certainty of a complete recovery soon to come.
You're back in good time, brother. Did God prosper your business?
He did, Brother Simon. And now it must be your turn to rest, and leave the evening's work to me.
Supper first?
Then supper first, and welcome. They will still be light enough afterwards to bring down the ewes to the barn. Come, brothers.
There was indeed still a muted half-light, the east a clear, deep blueness, the west a pallid glow, when Cadfael went out to climb the nearer crest and bring down the ewes already heavy with lamb. They were few, but precious. Cadfael discerned a deep and tranquil satisfaction in the shepherd's life. Such men had a community of their own, people with companions who did no murder or theft or banditry, broke no laws, made no complaints, fueled no rebellions. But he could not be a shepherd for long. He would miss all the things he deplored, the range and grasp of man for good and evil. Cadfael took a last look at the sky, immense and lofty, a very deep blue with the first faint dappling of stars. Then he began slowly to descend the hill, leading his charges back to their barn, to shelter and warmth and safety.
I know. Come on, then. In it again. Do it again. Good. And snug for the night. More pampered than Prior Robert himself you are. Quite likely more deserving, too. Though I wouldn't care to tell him so to his face.
Remain perfectly still. Make no sound, or it will be your last. Do you understand me?
I've had... I'm not such a fool as to provoke their owners into malice or fright.
What manner of monk are you? Told me, brother, that I would go into the dark alone.
I've been expecting you, Myrick. I suggest you close the door.
You think me a fool?
I won't try to escape. Close the door. You and I have no need now of witnesses.
No. My business is with you alone, monk. There's no other way out.
And I have not moved, as I pledged.
You have branded me murderer. Why should I draw back now from murder? You have ruined me, shamed me, made me a reproach to my own kin, taken from me my birthright, my land, my good name, everything that made my existence worth calling a life. I will have your life in recompense. I cannot live now. I cannot even die until I have been your death, Brother Cadfael.
Hanging behind the door, you'll find a lantern and a leather bag with flint and steel in it. We may as well see each other.
And while I light it, you will make your bid to keep your forfeit life.
I shall not move hand or foot. Why do you suppose I made so certain the last work tonight should fall to me? Didn't I say I was expecting you?
And you simply want me to turn my back?
I have no weapon. If I had, I would not use it. I finished with arms many years ago. Take care with the sparks. Do nothing against our sheep, and fire would bring people running. To take what you came for. And I can see to sit myself down.
Myrig came towards him. His face was fixed and grey, his eyes sunken deep into his head and burning with frenzy and pain. He advanced the knife slowly until the point pricked Cadfael's throat. Along 8 inches of steel they eyed each other.
Why aren't you afraid of death?
Elbows with him before. We respect each other. In any case, there's no evading him forever. We all come to it, Merrig. Gervaise Bonel. You. I. We all have to die. But we do not have to kill. Now here I am, as you willed it. Take what you want of me.
For I owe it. I owe it and dare not pay. If only I were clean again. Oh, my lily.
Yes. Very fair place. Yet there is a world outside it.
Not for me. Not for me. I am forfeit. Give me up. Help me. Help me be fit to die.
Is that what you truly desire?
Brother, those things you said of me, never meant to be a murderer, you said.
Haven't you just proved it? I live. And it wasn't fair that stayed your hand.
Mere chance that led me, you said, and that because of an act of simple kindness, great pity, you said. Pity. Did you mean all those things, brother? Is there pity?
I meant them every word. Pity indeed. That ever you went so far aside from your own nature. You poisoned yourself, as surely as you poisoned your father.
Sir Cadfael, conscience to other men in your time, for God's sake, do as much for me. Hear me all my evil.
Child, I'm not a priest. I cannot give absolution.
Hear my confession. Then deliver me to my penalty, and I will not complain.
Speak then, if it gives you ease.
With no ill thought. I wanted only to see the old man, to bring him pleasure. And by pure chance I learned of the oil and its deadly power. And the thought, it grew in me, the thought that here, in my hands, was a means of stopping him, giving away my land, my birthright. The second time I went there, I took the bottle with me and filled it. But it was still only a mad dream. Yet I took it with me to his house that last day. I told myself it would be easy to put it in his mead, or mull him some wine, anything. And still I might never have done it, but when I came to the house, they were all in the inner room together. And I heard Aldith saying how the prior had sent a dish from his own table, a dainty to please my father. And there it was, simmering on the hob.
In the kitchen when you arrived at the house.
She spoke the truth as she knew it. The deed made me cunning. I heard her and Aelfric coming back from the table, and I just had time to hide the vial in my scrip and step outside the door again. I was scraping my shoes clean as they came into the kitchen.
Then you joined them for the meal?
Yes.
Poison bottle at your belt, knowing that in the very next room your father would shortly eat the dish you had tainted.
A score of times in the next hour I wished it undone. God only knows how I wished it undone. But such things cannot be undone, and I am damned. Me up, and let me pay for his death with mine, as is due. I will go with you willingly, if you will wish me peace.
Is enough. What profit in a second?
Brother?
God knows other ways of balancing the scale. You still ask it? And will you bear it and keep faith, no matter how terrible it may be?
I will, and be grateful.
You want no easy penalty?
I want all my due. How else can I find peace?
Very well. You came for my life, but you could not take it. Now you lay your life in my hands, and I find that I cannot take it either.
But...
You want to pay in full. Pay then. Yours is a lifelong penance, my Dick. I rule that you shall live out your life, and may it be long, and pay back all your debts by having regard to those who inhabit this world with you. The tale of your good may yet outweigh 1,000 times the tale of your evil. This is the penance I lay on you.
You mean it? This is what I must do?
This is what you must do. Live, amend. In your dealings with sinners, remember your own frailty. And in your dealings with the innocent, respect and use your own strength in their service. Do as well as you can, and leave the rest to God. How much more can saints do?
That I failed you if they take and hang me?
They will not take you. By tomorrow, you will be well away from here. In the stable next to this barn, there's the sheepfold's horse. Horse stealing is an old Welsh game, but this one will not be stolen. I give it, and I will be answerable. There is a whole world to reach on horseback.
And this is all? All you ask of me?
You will find it heavy enough. But no, there is one thing more. When you are well clear, make your confession to a priest. Ask him to write it down, and have it sent to the sheriff at Shrewsbury. What passed today at the court will free Edwin, but I would not have any doubt or shadow left on him.
Neither would I. I like the boy well. It shall be done.
You'll need it to cut your bread and hunt your meat.
This is not how I ever imagined it would end. I feel as though I have been drowned and brought back to life again.
Come, my friend. You have a long pilgrimage to go.
and serene, and he would not have exchanged the simple outdoor labour for the comparative luxury of the abbey. By 3 days after the feast, Brother Barnabas was fully restored to health, and Brother Simon to happiness. And so Cadfael mounted his mule and set out southwards for Shrewsbury. It was dusk when the patient animal came at last to the gatehouse of the abbey, and to an unaccustomed scene of excitement and bustle and noise.
Easy, boy. I don't know what all this is about either.
Cadfael!
Mark!
Cadfael! And I thought you'd miss everything. Oh, you're so welcome home again.
Oh, so I see, if all this reception is for me.
Well, mine is, but this is... Oh, of course you won't have heard yet. We're all waiting for Abbot Heribert. The message came that he'll be here at any moment.
Well, what's the news? Is it still Abbot Heribert?
There's no news. Just the bald message to expect him and his party. Everybody's afraid of the worst. Brother Petrus is muttering awful things into his ovens. Jerome is unbearable. And as for Prior Robert, well, I've never...
Watch your tongue, my friend. There he is.
Look at him. All ready to welcome back Abbot Heribert and accept his post from him all in the same breath. Here he is.
Does it look to you like a man crushed by demotion?
No. Rather like one who has come to peace. Do you know the man riding with him?
No. A new brother, perhaps. Shh, now.
Father Abbot, you are most heartily welcome home. I rejoice to see you back among us, and I trust blessed and confirmed in office as our superior as before.
Indeed, Brother Robert, I'm happy to be back with you. But no, I must inform all here that I am no longer their abbot, only their brother. It has been judged best that another should have charge.
No, Cadfael, look at Robert.
Beloved Brother
I
Heribert.
present to you all Father Adolphus, appointed by the Legatine Council to have rule here in our abbey as from this day. Receive your new abbot and reverence him, as I, Brother Heribert of this house, have already learned to do. And to you, Father Adolphus, I make known Brother Robert Pennant, who has been an exemplary support to me as prior, and who I am sure will serve you with the same selfless devotion.
Welcome to Shrewsbury, my Lord Abbot.
Beautiful, Hugh. The words chosen with exquisite care, the moment truly savoured. Heribert was a long-suffering soul, but he took a small revenge today. Here.
Thank you. Your health.
Yechida. Mea culpa. I left the stable unlocked.
About the same time as the Llansilin court lost a man.
Well, you're surely not blaming me for that. I found him for them, and then they couldn't keep their hold on him.
This afternoon, I came of late into the monastery of Bev-Gelert, and there left his horse.
Indeed?
Yes. He asked that it be returned to the Benedictine sheepfold at Reedy Croisai, from where it had been borrowed.
Borrowed?
So he said. Mm-hmm. And he left something else besides. A full account of his part in the poisoning of Master Gervaise Bonel.
Completely cleared, thank God.
Indeed. It's over. And as cleanly as we could have hoped. Documented and done with. And the cost might well have been higher.
True enough. Hugh, you said it was a full account.
And so it was. Everything that happened on the day of the murder. No details of anything that might have passed after that. I'm going. Every time I come near you, I find myself compounding a felony. Good night, Cadfael.
Good night, my friend Nostar. Thank you for all.
The thanks are mine. Nostar.
Brother Cadfael.
Edwin, God be with you.
I've come to say thank you for all you did. I and my mother and our whole household stand deeply in your debt.
I did nothing but what I must. But your thanks are welcome, and I thank you in return. What's the meaning of all this ceremonial finery? Such apparel can hardly be for my benefit.
The new Lord Abbot sent for me.
Ah, and what did you think of Abbot Heribert?
He was very fair, but I'm not sure I'd like to be a novice here. He said that the manor clearly can't belong to the abbey, the agreement is void, and if the will is proven, my Lily will be mine. Until I'm of age, I'm to have a steward there to manage it, and we are to return there to live, my mother and I, as soon as we wish.
Indeed. Well, that is very good.
Brother Cadfael. You understand? I liked him.
Oh, so did I, Edwin.
Thing I told the Lord Abbot.
Oh, yes?
And I want to tell you as well. I don't like it. I never liked it that my stepfather forced Elfric into serfdom when he'd been born a free man. The abbot said it was up to me now, so I'm going to make Elfric free again.
Well, that is no more than I expected of you. And I'm glad indeed to hear it.
And I think that he and Aldith...
Your insight befits the lord of a manor.
I'm not yet. Elfric has his letters, did you know that? And he knows my Lily well. I think he would make a splendid steward.
Now, that is more than I expected. But it's a fine idea and a wise decision.
Thank you. I have to get back home now, but there is one more thing.
What is it?
Will you come and see my mother before we leave? She begs you.
Cadfael turned back into his workshop and barred the door against all the rest of the world, even Brother Mark. It was very quiet in there, and very calm. A home within a home to him now, and all he wanted. He put his feet up comfortably and thought about Richildis and about the past and about the wisdom of going back. But how could he have made any other reply to Edwin's plea? He would go, and he would enjoy the visit. And in a week or two, after all, the entire household would be removing to Melilly, all those safe miles away. He was not likely to see much of her after that. Brother Cadfael heaved a deep sigh that might have been of regret, but might equally well have been of relief. Ah, well. Perhaps it was all for the best.
By Ellis Peters and dramatized for radio by Bert Coules. The narrator was Sir Michael Hordern. Brother Cadfael was played by Philip Maddock, Sergeant William Warden by Ian Hogg, Ivor ap Morgan and Brother Simon by Michael Turner, Edwin Gurney by Richard Pearce, Brother Barnabas by Terence Edmund, The Judge by Norman Jones, Myrig by Kenneth Price, Hugh Beringer by Alan Barker, Brother Mark by Ian Target, Prior Robert by Geoffrey Whitehead, and Father Heribert by Timothy Bateson. The producer was Lissa Evans.